Chapter 2631. It was too terrifying. Everyone in the Yi family had ugly expressions. Yi Wudao's expression was grave. Two invincible kings working together was something they couldn't handle, unless they used other trump cards. However, who knew if there would be other invincible kings among them? Furthermore, the two invincible kings definitely had some shocking trump cards. Therefore, they didn't dare to fight anymore, and quickly fled. They activated the Celestial Emperor's Cauldron replica, and 10,000 rays of light descended, enveloping them as they fled into the distance. "You want to leave? Stay here for me," the invincible king of the human race roared and punched out. A terrifying fist shot out like a meteor. The tiger WRM also roared, spreading its wings and spitting out a blood-colored lightning bolt. The attacks of the two invincible kings collided with the heaven and earth replica, causing it to tremble violently. Yi Wudao and the other Yi family elders coughed up mouthfuls of blood. However, they gritted their teeth and fled with all their might. They didn't stop at all. They couldn't let them return to the Yi family alive. After the two invincible kings gave the order, dozens of peerless almighties rushed into the sky and chased after them. The great escape of 10,000 miles had begun. Logically speaking, the Yi family should have received the news, but this time they had underestimated their opponents. Their opponents were too mysterious, and their methods were too strange. At the same time, they were very careful and didn't get too close to the Yi family. Instead, they set up an inescapable net far away from the Yi family. It would take an ordinary king 1 or 2 months to fly this distance. It was extremely far. Therefore, the Yi family didn't expect that someone would set up a trap there and block all information. They blocked off all paths to the Yi family. Everyone who got close to the Yi family was stopped. Those who dared to resist were killed immediately. Furthermore, they secretly followed the people of the Yi family and used invincible kings to kill them. Therefore, for the time being, no one knew. The Yi family didn't notice anything amiss, not because they were careless, but because they felt that no one would dare to make a move against them. After all, they were a primordial clan with a strong foundation and a great emperor clan. Their clan had a supreme weapon to suppress them. Who would be stupid enough to make a move against such a terrifying force? However, there was someone who didn't know the difference between life and death and really made a move. This was also the reason why Lin Xian had encountered the mysterious man in black 3 times after changing directions. These people would not allow anyone to get close to the Yi family. Lin Xian was also blocked, so an intense battle broke out. A mysterious late-stage 8-star monarch was controlling thousands of terrifying corpses to battle Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. However, he had still underestimated these two people. In the end, over 1,000 corpses were destroyed, turning into a bloody mist. This time, nothing was left behind. That late-stage 8-star king was also torn apart by the Crimson Dragon. The Crimson Dragon let out a sigh of relief. Lin Xian, on the other hand, had a grave expression on his face. "Don't be careless and leave quickly. Someone else is coming." Indeed, through his soul power, he could sense that there were people rapidly charging over from tens of thousands of miles away. **CK. He's really like a ghost that won't disperse. The Crimson Dragon spat a few mouthfuls of saliva, extremely unhappy. So what if they're coming? Anyway, these late-stage 8-star kings are no match for us. However, his face turned green in an instant. **CK. Invincible kings, leave quickly." As he spoke, he swung his dragon tail, tore through the void, and fled into the distance. Lin Xian also used the chaotic yin-yang steps. His entire body turned into yin-yang qi and moved quickly in the sky. Just as they left, a saber light tore through the sky, and the entire void shattered. The terrifying saber light swept across heaven and earth. This saber was really terrifying because it was slashed by an invincible king. Boom, boom, pung. Although the saber light didn't hit the two of them, the terrifying shockwave still engulfed Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. The two of them were bombarded by the shockwave and kept retreating. Fortunately, both of their physiques were very strong. Lin Xian's 9-yang divine body shone brightly, resisting the energy that filled the sky. As a member of the dragon race, the Crimson Dragon's defense was also incomparably strong. Although he was grimacing in pain, there were no cracks or wounds on his body. If anyone saw this scene, their jaws would definitely drop, because even a late-stage 8-star king couldn't escape from an invincible king's saber. Humph, the invincible king, who rushed over, was stunned when his saber missed. His face became incomparably gloomy. He attacked again, and the saber light that filled the sky turned into a torrent that spread out in all directions. The two of you can't escape. Go, Lin Xian, and the Crimson Dragon didn't delay. The two of them entered the black earth and flew at full speed, directly jumping through space. It wasn't easy for them to fight an invincible king now. Want to leave? Not so easy. In the sky, a middle-aged man in a blue robe appeared with a snow-white saber on his back. It was the invincible king who attacked earlier. Looking at the escaping black light, he chased after it. The invincible king's speed was very fast, and he actually caught up with the black earth. He raised his arm, and a snow-white saber light flew out and slashed the black earth. Pung! The black earth rolled and shattered the void. Buzz! Runes flashed on it, forming a formation that directly tore through the void and disappeared. Damn it, it's a teleportation formation. Seeing this scene, the invincible king's expression changed. He didn't expect the other party's spirit ship to be so magical that it could withstand his saber. Moreover, it could teleport. Million Saber Domain. He formed a seal with his palms, and a huge king domain spread out from his body, covering a radius of tens of thousands of miles. Moreover, it continued to expand. The biting cold saber light swept across heaven and earth, trying to find the other party's traces. But he couldn't find them. Damn it, they actually teleported such a long distance. He didn't continue to use his domain. Instead, he took out a black flag from his storage ring. The flag waved, forming countless black fog. Countless mysterious black-robed men appeared. Go, chase and search. You must find the two of them. You must not let them escape. Inform me immediately after you find them. Yes, countless black-robed men half knelt on the ground. After hearing the order, they flew in all directions to search. No one can escape from the hands of the Million Saber King, let alone two ants. The two of them could kill a late-stage 8-star powerhouse. In the eyes of ordinary peerless powerhouses, they were incomparably terrifying powerhouses. But in the eyes of the Million Saber King, they were not worth mentioning at all. There was a huge gap between him and a late-stage 8-star powerhouse. Therefore, he didn't take the two of them seriously. However, the other party's spirit ship was very magical, which surprised him a little. But that was all. In the void, light flickered, and the black earth appeared. It was still intact. That saber didn't cause any damage to it, but inside the black earth, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon's faces darkened. Chapter 2632. Even invincible kings had made a move. Fortunately, they had the black earth. Otherwise, they would really be in danger. It seemed that there was indeed someone targeting the Yi clan. Lin Xian's eyes flickered. The Crimson Dragon's mouth twitched. Which force was so bold to attack a remote antiquity family? Could it be that he didn't want to live anymore? Indeed, the consequences of angering the Yi clan were extremely terrifying. Something was not right. Lin Xian shook his head, looking at them. It did not seem like they were going to attack the Yi clan. Instead, it seemed like they wanted to seal off the Yi family. To be more precise, it should be blocking some kind of information. Indeed, the Crimson Dragon also nodded. The Yi family had an extreme weapon to suppress them. Even a saint would not dare to behave atrociously in the Yi family. Therefore, no one dared to attack the Yi family. From the looks of it, they seemed to have other plans. Sealing the news of the Yi family, what exactly were they sealing? Could it be that there was something that he didn't want the Yi clan to know? Crimson Dragon frowned. Lin Xian's eyes suddenly lit up. Leaf Daudenier? Leaf Daudenier. The Crimson Dragon stared blankly for a moment before finally understanding. Are you saying that someone is going to attack Leaf Daudenier? That should be the case, Lin Xian said solemnly. The Crimson Dragon took a deep breath. Heavens, you really don't know what's good for you. Leaf Daudenier had a saint-level constitution, something that only appeared once in tens of thousands of years. When he fully matured, he would be in existence comparable to a great emperor. It could guarantee the prosperity of the Yi clan for 10,000 years. It could be said that he was the most important existence in the Yi clan. Now, someone actually dared to make a move against such a person? Wasn't he afraid that the Yi clan would go crazy? Now that Leaf Daudenier had perished, the Yi clan would definitely be able to take out an extreme weapon and sweep through the lands. The Crimson Dragon was right. The holy physique was a very magical physique. It was condensed from the bloodline of the great emperor, so it was very difficult to form. It wasn't an exaggeration to say that one would appear every tens of thousands of years. Once they matured, they would be comparable to great emperors. How terrifying! Someone like that could ensure the prosperity of the Yi clan for 10,000 years. Was someone really going to make a move against Leaf Daudenier? The two of them couldn't believe it. It seemed that even the Yi clan was not safe. This world was indeed crazy. After all, Leaf Daudenier hadn't fully matured yet. Furthermore, they must have been plotting for a long time to find out where Leaf Daudenier was, and why they had mobilized so many people to keep the Leaf clan under wraps. It was just that he didn't know which force had done it. Are they from other families of the remote antiquity, other than the few of them? No one else would dare to make a move. Brat, this water is too deep. Even if an unrivaled king were to enter, he probably wouldn't be able to cause any waves. Let's hurry up and leave. The Crimson Dragon didn't want to get involved in this mess. If things went on like this, it would definitely be a clash between the clans of the ancients. In the end, even extreme weapons might appear. The two of them were simply not enough. However, Lin Xian shook his head. No, he had to find Leaf Daudenier, or send word to the Yi clan. He and Leaf Daudenier were friends, and the two of them often helped each other out. In fact, back in the Great Necropolis, Leaf Daudenier had stood up for him on more than one occasion. Therefore, Lin Xian would not sit idly by. Furthermore, all of this was just speculation, and they couldn't be sure whether or not someone was trying to kill Leaf Daudenier. Let's not talk about it. Let's leave first. Someone is chasing us. Lin Xian sensed spiritual energy fluctuations around him. He activated the Black Earth again and flew into the sky. At the same time, he activated the array and hid. This guy was really like a ghost that wouldn't go away. The Crimson Dragon looked outside and snorted coldly. Lin Xian waved his sleeve and summoned the Bloodwing Bat King. He ordered the other party to capture a person without anyone noticing. Furthermore, he wanted the person alive. Whoosh! The Bloodwing Bat King spread its wings and disappeared from the Black Earth. All of you, search carefully for me. Don't miss a single spot. Outside, countless black-robed men were quickly searching in all directions. Each of them was in charge of an area. They searched 100,000 miles, 200,000 miles, 300,000 miles. In any case, they had to find the person. Taoist Lai, whose body was covered in flames. There was a fire python under his feet that carried him quickly. He was a mid-8-star expert, and he was also involved in the plan this time. Amidst the flames, there was also a black aura that shrouded his body, making it hard for others to distinguish his true identity. Forming hand seals, Taoist Lai was spread his soul power to search his surroundings. At the same time, he took out a small black mirror and shone it at his surroundings. This was an ancient treasure that was specially used for scouting. It was given to him by the mysterious organization for scouting purposes. He was extremely careful in his search because he knew that those two people were extremely terrifying. To be able to escape from an unrivaled king, they were definitely not ordinary people. Therefore, he planned to report to the myriad blade king the moment he discovered something amiss. Gradually, he distanced himself from his companions and searched his own area alone. Suddenly, his body trembled as a bad premonition surged in his heart. What's going on? He activated the black mirror carefully and searched his surroundings. Suddenly, 3 blood-colored chains appeared around him and shrouded him, trying to bind him. Damn it, Scram! When he saw the scene, he was shocked. Could it be the 2 fugitives? The fire python beneath his feet quickly counterattacked. Its body was like a divine whip as it lashed out. Numerous flaming sword auras shot out from his body and slashed at the 3 blood-colored chains. At the same time, he wanted to send a signal. However, the next instant, his body was sent flying. Half of his body was sliced apart, turning into a bloody mist. Damn it, so strong. He was now almost certain that it was those 2 people. That was because the other party was too strong. With his mid-8 star cultivation, he could not even block a single move. Retreating rapidly, the fire python coiled around Taoist Lai Hua and flew away rapidly. His severed body was reassembled. However, at this moment, he started screaming. He could feel the blood in his body flowing out. His already injured body became even weaker. What is this? Blood-sucking technique? Could it be that the other party was from the devil race? This technique was too strange. He had never seen it before. Therefore, he was extremely nervous. Ka. Whoosh. A blood-colored figure appeared before him. Taoist Lai Hua was stunned when he saw this figure. What's going on? Why is there a monster? Isn't that the other 2 fleeing people? He realized that it was a blood-colored bat in front of him. The aura it was emitting was very strange. Damn it, Scram! He condensed a flaming spear in his hand and stabbed it out. However, after 3 moves, he was in despair. The other party was too strong. He was directly sealed. Oh no, I'm going to be sucked dry. That was his last thought. Then he could not feel anything. Bang! When he woke up again, he realized that his surroundings were very quiet. It seemed that he was in a palace. Chapter 2633. Buzz. Taoist Flame was shocked and quickly sat up. However, he realized that there were 7 to 8 blood-colored chains on his body, sealing his entire body. He could not break free at all. Who are you? How dare you trap me? The black fog on his body had been removed, revealing his true face. Roar. Beside him, the blood-winged bat king roared, scaring Taoist Flame so much that his face turned green. It was this monster. It was this monster that sealed him. Now, it brought him to a mysterious place. Who was it that wanted to capture him? Tell me what you know, and I can give you a quick death. At this moment, footsteps could be heard from behind, followed by a cold voice. Who is it? Taoist Flame heard this and turned around immediately. He saw a young silhouette and a dark red snake coming from behind. Could it be that these 2 were the ones who had escaped? He was shocked. Kid, you dare to capture me? You're dead meat. Be obedient and let me go. Taoist Flame snorted. Bam! The crimson dragon slapped him, smashing half of his face. Damn it, you still don't know your situation. Now, you're a prisoner. How dare you be arrogant in front of me? Do you believe that Ben Huang will cut you into pieces and barbecue you? What organization are you from? What's your plan? Tell me everything. The crimson dragon said coldly. Half of Taoist Flame's face was smashed, and he was in so much pain that he was sweating all over. He roared, "You want to get information from me? No way. Ouch. I'll spit on you to death." The dark red divine dragon spat out 2 mouthfuls of saliva on the other party's face. Something magical happened. The other party's smashed face recovered immediately. Before Taoist Flame could react, the crimson dragon slapped him again. Instantly, the face that had just recovered was smashed again. "How is it? Do you know how powerful I am now? If you know what's good for you, tell me. Otherwise, you'll end up in a terrible state." The crimson dragon walked up. Taoist Flame's body trembled, and a look of fear appeared in his eyes. Damn it, who is this person? A mouthful of saliva could have such a miraculous effect. I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm just an ordinary almighty. I don't know any other secrets. I only know that I'm in charge here, and I won't let anyone get close to the Yi family. I don't know anything else. He didn't know. The crimson dragon did not believe it at all. Lin Xian waved his hand. There was no need to go through so much trouble. Just do it. As he spoke, a golden light appeared in his eyes, activating his heavenly secret divine eyes. He seized the other party's soul and searched for information. Daoist Lai let out a blood-curdling scream. How could he resist the Tianji god eyes? Soon his body twitched, his eyes rolled back, and he fell to the ground unconscious. The stars in Lin Xian's eyes dimmed as he frowned. This fellow really didn't know anything. He was grabbing. Lin Xian continued to give orders, and the Bloodwing Bat King once again captured those black-clothed men. When he caught the 5th one, Lin Xian finally found some information. As expected, they were chasing after Yi Daoist. The person who was newly captured this time should be a leader, so he knew a lot more about them. Lin Xian searched the other party's soul and finally found out the truth. A large number of experts were chasing after Yi Daoist, including many invincible kings. But who were they? What organization was it? He had no idea. These people seemed to have been hired at a high price. They were not from an organization or a family. At least 5 invincible kings were chasing after Yi Daoist. Yi Daoist was most likely in danger. Lin Xian's expression was solemn. He had personally experienced this kind of pursuit. Previously, the 4 warlords had chased after him, which had made him furious. Moreover, the 4 warlords were only peerless experts. But now, 5 invincible kings were chasing after Yi Daoist. This was far more dangerous than him. No, he had to find Yi Daoist, or notify the Yi family. Lin Xian turned to the Crimson Dragon. "Ruzalong, can you use a teleportation array? At least send a message. I'll give it a try." The dark red divine dragon started to set up an array formation. He was using a sound transmission array that spanned across space. It was a miraculous array that could transmit a message within 50,000 kilometers. Activate the array. The Crimson Dragon placed the message into the array and began to transmit it. However, before long, a beam of light flashed tens of thousands of kilometers away. It was like a peerless sword light that cut through the void. The Crimson Dragon's expression changed. There was an interference array, and it was very terrifying. It was definitely a terrifying array from the primordial era. "Hurry up and leave, kid. We've been exposed." The Crimson Dragon retracted the array. Humph! A cold laugh could be heard from the distance. Next, a person shot over like a meteor. It was none other than the Myriad Blade King. "Let's see where you 2 run off to this time. Hurry up and leave." Lin Xian activated the Black Earthen and sent in a large number of divine crystals. The Black Earthen exploded with power and shot off into the distance like a bolt of black lightning. "You want to run from me? What a fantasy!" The Myriad Blade King sneered. He stretched out his hand and covered the sky. It covered tens of thousands of miles and instantly pressed down. The 5 fingers were like 5 dragons roaring nonstop. That was the power of an invincible king. Boom! An earth-shattering sound could be heard. A dazzling light shot into the sky. The myriad Blade King's expression changed. Damn it! His fingers were knocked away. The other party had actually escaped from his palm. How was that possible? The surrounding mysterious men in black were extremely shocked when they saw this scene. That was the attack of an invincible king. He could easily defeat a late-stage 8-star king. No one below the invincible king level could resist him. However, the other party had escaped. What exactly was the grade of this spirit boat? Everyone was shocked. The myriad Blade King's expression darkened. Buzz. He quickly formed a seal with his palm. Myriad technique clone. In the void around him, figures appeared one after another. There were 10,000 of them. They floated in the void with the same expression as the myriad Blade King. Whoosh! A peerless saber light rushed out of the myriad Blade King's body. It shone in the sky and turned into 10,000 saber lights, entering the 10,000 clones. Buzz, 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 buzz. The eyes of the clones shone with cold light. Their auras were also increasing. Go, bring him back to me. The myriad Blade King waved his hand. More than 10,000 clones moved out quickly, covering the sky. It was the myriad technique clone. The myriad Blade King was too terrifying. He had more than 10,000 clones. Yes, although they were just clones, their strength was even more terrifying than a late-stage 8-star king. After all, there was an invincible king saber light in his body. There should be a soul mark. These clones covered the sky and covered the earth as they searched. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon were on the black earthen. They kept changing directions and left this place completely. After confirming that no one was chasing them, they heaved a sigh of relief. Damn it, there were many invincible kings here. We should be careful. Kid, what should we do now? Chapter 2634. The news couldn't pass through at all. They must have set up a great formation. It blocked all information from being transmitted. Therefore, the Yi family hadn't received any news yet. If this dragged on, Yi Wudao would be in great danger. Send a message to the 6 protectors and have them bring the treasure over. They must find a way to inform the Yi family. We, on the other hand, stayed nearby and waited. Yi Wudao is being hunted. His first thought is to run towards the Yi family. Therefore, we will definitely meet Yi Wudao and the others nearby. Lin Xian decided to split up. On one hand, he would wait here. On the other hand, he would send a message to Immortal Palace and ask them to help. Firstly, Yi Wudao was his friend, so he had to save him. Moreover, by helping the Yi family this time, it could be said that the Yi family owed Immortal Palace a favor, and it was a huge favor. Having the clan of the ancients owe them a favor could be said to be extremely beneficial to Immortal Palace. Boom. Lin Xian sent a message to Xing Tian through the secret scroll. Immortal Palace. Xing Tian stayed here and prepared to gather strength with the 6 protectors. After all, they couldn't be careless when exploring the nest of 10,000 dragons. The danger level was many times more dangerous than the ancient tomb of a saint. Buzz. At this moment, Xing Tian's brows twitched. A black ring on his finger suddenly bloomed with light. Whoosh! A scroll rune floated out, opened in the air, and burned quickly. Xing Tian, I'm near the Yi family. Yi Wudao is being hunted by a mysterious force, and his whereabouts are unknown. The Yi family still doesn't know the news. Hurry up and use all the power you can to inform the Yi family. The message was very short, and it was quickly finished. However, when he heard this, Xing Tian's body trembled, and a hint of shock appeared in his eyes. The elders beside him were even more dumbfounded. This was a message from the palace master? That's right, it was indeed a message from the palace master. But what did I just hear? Yi Wudao is being hunted down. Heavens, that's a saint body. Who dares to hunt down the Yi family's treasure? The elders were all stunned, and Xing Tian was even more shocked. Soon, he came back to his senses and took a deep breath. You guys wait there. I'll go find the 6 protectors. He knew that the matter was serious. If Leaf Dowdenier died, the entire eastern wasteland would be thrown into chaos, and perhaps even the other 4 continents would be affected. This would be very disadvantageous for the future exploration of the nest of 10,000 dragons. But at the same time, he was also a little excited. Considering that Leaf Dowdenier was still alive, the Yi clan didn't know about him. If they helped, they would definitely be greatly indebted to him. Xing Tian sent a voice transmission to the 6 guardians. Soon, they arrived at the Starry Hall. What's going on? Why are you looking for us in such a hurry? Was it news from the nest of 10,000 dragons? Or was it about the Hall Master? At this moment, the 6 great protectors still didn't know exactly what had happened. Let alone them, the other great sects probably didn't know about it either. After all, no one would have thought of such a thing. Xing Tian quickly took out a voice transmission scroll. The 6 protectors were shocked when they heard Lin Xian's voice. Leaf Dowdenier was being hunted. What an eventful year. Ever since the appearance of the saint's tomb, I've felt that something was amiss. For thousands of years, no saint had appeared. But this time around, there were quite a few saints appearing all of a sudden. There were even undamaged saint weapons that appeared, causing the heavens to collapse and the earth to split open. Now, someone was chasing after Leaf Dowdenier. I'm afraid it won't be peaceful. That's right. I think it's necessary to protect our Hallmaster. After all, he's been in the limelight recently. The 6 great protectors thought even further. Not only did they plan to help the Yi clan, but they also thought about Lin Xian's safety. Indeed, Leaf Dowdenier's death might be a signal. Perhaps there was a mysterious family that couldn't wait any longer. They wanted to make a move on the top young geniuses. The saints, saintesses, and princes of the various provinces were all top geniuses. But among them, the most famous was still Leaf Dowdenier. It couldn't be helped. Once he grew up, even if he couldn't become a great emperor, he would be on par with one. Such a terrifying growth would definitely frighten potential enemies. Then there was Lin Xian, who had killed quite a few holy sons and battle race experts. It could be said that he was in the limelight. This would probably anger the battle race Tai dynasty and Yin Yang sect. They might even send out invincible kings. Therefore, the 6 great protectors decided to send an invincible king to protect Lin Xian. Who would go? The 6 great protectors looked at each other, then fell silent. The 6 of them were in charge of different things. Whoever left would have a huge impact on Immortal Palace. Therefore, the 6 of them sighed. It seemed that the 6 of them couldn't go. Let someone else go. Let's send someone from the 10,000 Immortals Pavilion. The 2nd great protector suggested. The great protector nodded. All right, let's send Xiao Wu. If Lin Xian was here, he would definitely be shocked. It wasn't the elders' decision, but what kind of place was the 10,000 Immortals Pavilion? How come he had never heard of it? One had to know that he was currently in charge of Immortal Palace's headquarters. There were 9 halls under the headquarters. This was only what he could control at the moment. However, he knew that what he controlled was only the tip of the iceberg. As expected, Lin Xian had never heard of the 10,000 Immortals Pavilion that the 6 great protectors mentioned. Let's go. With the great protector's order, Immortal Palace's people began to move. In the vast mountains, one figure after another pierced through the void like a stream of light. Their speed was so fast that a war chariot appeared under their feet. It was a golden war chariot that looked extremely mighty and extraordinary. Its surface was engraved with mysterious runes that flickered with brilliant light. Atop the war chariot stood Leaf Dowdenier and the other Yi clan elders. However, there were only 6 Yi clan elders left. 2 of them were nowhere to be found. From the looks of Leaf Dowdenier and the others, It was clear that they had already perished. Damn it, we'll remember this grudge. When we get back to the clan, we'll tear them to shreds. One of the middle-aged men gritted his teeth. They had never been hunted down like this before. Leif Daudenier snorted coldly, his expression icy. He didn't say anything, but it was clear that he was furious. Next to him was an old man whose eyes were bloodshot. When we get back to the clan, we'll ask Invincible Kings to bring complete saint weapons and wipe them out. Ha ha! You want to wipe us out? Do you really think you'll have that chance? Right at this moment, a sneer sounded in their ears. Hearing this voice, the expressions of the elders of the Yi family instantly changed. Leif Daudenier's body tensed up, and his eyes filled with shock. Their golden war chariot came to a stop. The reason for that was because a figure had appeared before them, blocking their path. It was a woman in a black dress. Her figure was enchanting, and her face was bewitching. She didn't use the black mist to cover her face, so it was impossible to tell if that was her true appearance. Chapter 2635. However, Yi Wudao and the others couldn't care less. Their opponent's aura was too terrifying. An invincible king. Another invincible king. Damn it, invincible kings weren't normally seen because they wouldn't come out and walk around. But now, they had seen several invincible kings in the past few days. It was as if these invincible kings had all come out to kill them. Attack. Yi Wudao and the others didn't waste any time talking to these people. They could only use fierce methods to kill them. They didn't rush forward. Instead, they gave all their power to Yi Wudao. The image of an immortal king appeared on Yi Wudao's body, and he attacked with the replica celestial emperor cauldron. The void shattered, and a terrifying energy pierced through heaven and earth. The immortal king projection wasn't just Yi Wudao's power, but also the power of the other 6 Yi family elders. Therefore, the power of the immortal king projection was no weaker than that of an invincible king. Coupled with the replica celestial emperor cauldron, it was absolutely terrifying. A holy physique and a replica of a supreme weapon. No wonder you could escape so many people. The mysterious woman in the black dress laughed coquettishly. This weapon is not bad. It's mine. Holy physique is also quite handsome. How about it? Do you want to spend a few nights with me? If I'm in a good mood, I might spare your life. The woman in the black dress smiled seductively. Bitch. Yi Wudao snorted coldly, and the immortal king projection charged forward. What did you say? The woman in the black dress face sank. She hated it when people said that word. Clearly, Yi Wudao's words had aroused her killing intent. Reckless brat. Today, I'll let you know the true difference between you and invincible kings. The woman in the black dress waved her jade-white palms in all directions, colliding with the replica celestial emperor cauldron. Clanging sounds rang out, and the sky shattered. The two of them fought until the heavens collapsed and the earth cracked. As expected of a forbidden weapon, its power was boundless. The woman in the black dress was very excited. At this moment, she didn't use her full strength. Immortal King Roar. Yi Wudao formed hand seals and used his ultimate move. A terrifying sound wave spread out like divine thunder from the 9 heavens. It exploded with destructive power and rushed forward. The surrounding void instantly shattered, as if it had been blasted into a black hole. The expression of the woman in black also changed. Although she was an invincible king, this ultimate move, combined with the joint attack of everyone from the Yi family, was simply too terrifying. It also posed a threat to her. 6 Dao Fist. At the same time, Leif Daudenier unleashed another fist technique, causing his fist to shine with dazzling light that filled heaven and earth. Moreover, the immortal King Roar did not stop. The 2 ultimate mystical skills appeared together and rushed towards the woman in the black dress. Boom, boom. The terrifying sound waves and vast amounts of energy caused the entire world to tremble. The surrounding earth cracked open, revealing many large canyons. The surrounding mountains continued to shatter. Nothing could withstand the impact. Damn it! The woman in the black dress waved her jade-like hand, and a terrifying palm shadow resisted the energy that filled the sky. Her expression was incomparably cold because she realized that the other party had actually blocked her attack. This was too inconceivable. She was an invincible king tier, so it was easy for her to crush him. However, the other party had relied on the sacred body phenomenon, the strength of the elders, and the two ultimate techniques. He was actually able to contend with her and not even be at a disadvantage. Especially now, the other party had not completely activated the replica of the heaven and earth cauldron, but he was already on par with her. If he activated that forbidden artifact again, she would probably be in danger. Damn bastard. Why aren't you making a move yet? The woman in the black dress screamed at the sky. What? Is there anyone else? Seeing this scene, the eyelids of the Yi family elders twitched. Leif Daudenier also swept his gaze in all directions. Humph, Black Widow, you're too useless. You can't even deal with these ants. What's the use of having you? In the sky, a sneer of mockery appeared, causing the woman in the black dress's expression to turn cold. She shouted, "Don't be sarcastic. If you have the ability, come and try. Watch how I kill him." A sword light lit up between heaven and earth like a peerless divine light, shattering everything. Not good. Quickly block it. The expressions of Leif Daudenier and the others changed, and they hurriedly activated the Immortal King Phantom. The Immortal King Phantom grabbed the heaven and earth cauldron and kept enlarging, forming a mountain in front of him. With a clang, the peerless sword light collided with the heaven and earth cauldron replica, emitting a deafening sound. Bang, bang, bang. The Immortal King Phantom, along with Leif Daudenier and the others, kept retreating, stepping on the void, and spitting out mouthfuls of blood. The peerless sword light was also blocked and shattered into pieces. Humph! I thought you were strong, but you can't beat them. What right do you have to laugh at me? Seeing this, the woman in the black dress sneered. Although they were on the same side, they were not convinced of each other's superiority. The new, invincible immortal king was a middle-aged man in a green robe. He didn't say anything, but his eyes were fixed on Leif Daudenier and the others. The sword light on his body became even sharper. Run. We can't stop two invincible immortal kings. The Yi family elders' expressions changed. Leif Daudenier's eyes flickered, and he transmitted, "Elder, use that thing. It's a good opportunity to kill the two of them." "Are you sure you want to use that thing?" The Yi family elders had grave expressions. Leif Daudenier nodded solemnly. "Fine. We'll catch them off guard." One of the Yi family elders gritted his teeth. The other elders also had cold expressions. These two invincible immortal kings were very arrogant. "Kill them just like that. We'll stand guard for you." Leif Daudenier took a step forward, his body shining with golden light. Although he was covered in blood, his aura was even sharper than before. "Two mere invincible immortal kings think they can kill me? You're not strong enough." What did this guy just say? The woman in the black dress was stunned, and so was the Supreme Sword King. Both of their minds were blank. How dare this guy provoke them at a time like this? Was he out of his mind? Did he have a death wish? Black Widow, let's work together and capture him so we can report back. The Supreme Sword King said coldly. Fine. The woman in the black dress nodded, and the two of them stepped forward, their auras erupting. Their domains covered the area, preventing their opponent from escaping. "You won't be able to escape, kid." "Escape? Why should I? You're the ones who should be escaping." Leif Daudenier performed an incantation gesture, and a golden rune appeared on his forehead, shining with piercing light like a sun. Boom, boom. A deep voice rang out from within his body, as if something had awakened. "Go to hell." Light erupted from Leif Daudenier's body. A strange thing happened. Outside the immortal king's shadow, another figure appeared. As the figure appeared in front of Leif Daudenier, it was blurry and illusory, as if it could be blown away by a gentle breeze. However, as soon as he appeared, the surrounding void collapsed instantly. Chapter 2636. What was that? The two invincible kings' faces turned green. They felt their souls and lives tremble. The two of them didn't dare to be careless anymore. They turned around and fled. Their previous arrogance was long gone. The other party was only a 7-star mighty figure. How could he have such terrifying means? It could even threaten invincible kings like them. Boom! In the blink of an eye, both of their king domains were shattered. Pooh! The two invincible kings spat out large mouthfuls of blood and fled. Boom! Another punch. The two of them were hit and turned into a bloody mist. Their heads fled crazily and reassembled in the distance. Boom! Damn it! What was that thing? What the hell was that thing? The two invincible kings screamed crazily. They had never been in such a sorry state. They had almost been killed. In the next moment, they were scared out of their wits. That was because the hazy light figure had punched out again. With a bang, the sky collapsed and the earth cracked. The surrounding tens of thousands of miles were completely broken. The heads of the two invincible kings also shattered. Their souls were instantly annihilated by this punch. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Blood rain fell between heaven and earth. This was the blood of the invincible kings. As it fell, it penetrated the void and sank the earth. The surrounding forest collapsed crazily. Cough, cough. Yi Wudao's body trembled. His face was abnormally pale without a trace of blood. The hazy figure in front of him disappeared again. Wudao, seeing that the other party was about to fall, the Yi family's elders hurriedly supported him. You've exhausted too much. Hurry up and eat a pill. Some elders took out heavenly materials and earthly treasures. These were all sacred pills and miraculous medicines that were secretly concocted by their Yi clan. Yi Wudao opened his mouth and swallowed it. His face had a trace of redness. The other elders said, Wudao, your hypocrisy is still too weak. It's too difficult to summon the ancestors' phantom now. It turned out that the hazy figure from before was the Yi family's ancestors' phantom. No wonder it was so terrifying. He killed two invincible kings with 3 punches. If this news were to spread, it would probably be shocking. One had to know that invincible kings were the strongest existences below the saints. However, at this moment, they were killed by a 7-star mighty figure. Moreover, 2 of them were killed. This method could be called a day. There was no other way. The situation was too critical. Leif Daudenier sighed. Thankfully, he could summon the projection of his ancestors. Otherwise, this battle would be very dangerous for them. The few of them relaxed, but not long after, their expressions became incomparably ugly. Hurry up and leave. They boarded the golden chariot and charged madly through the void, because in the distance, an invincible aura came again. Another invincible king had arrived. Ho-ho! 3 figures appeared, standing in 3 different directions of the sky and the earth, stabilizing the space in one direction. They frowned as they looked at the bloody rain that was still falling from the sky. What was going on? Was this the blood of an unrivaled king? Damn it, the invincible king was killed. Furthermore, there were 2 of them. They investigated the situation around them and instantly sensed that this was a rain of blood formed by the fall of 2 invincible kings. The Yi clan was indeed terrifying. They didn't have the strength to do so, so they must have used some incredible trump card. This kind of trump card would not be used easily. They must be very weak right now. Hurry up and chase after them. The 3 of them turned into streaks of light and charged into the distance. On the other side, after Lin Xian sent a message to Xing Tian. He had been wandering around nearby, because he guessed that Leaf Dao Denier would definitely return in the direction of the Yi clan. However, he didn't meet Leaf Dao Denier, but he met some other people. 6 figures emitted resplendent light as they landed in the void and surrounded them. Target found. Target confirmed. Kill. The 6 figures coldly stared at Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. What are these? Invincible kings? Lin Xian was shocked. The Crimson Dragon said, "No, they should be the clones of invincible kings. They have the soul imprint and aura of invincible kings in their bodies." So, they were clones. Hearing that they weren't invincible kings, Lin Xian heaved a sigh of relief. Just 6 clones and they wanted to catch him? How laughable! Whoosh, with a flash of light, one of the clones arrived beside Lin Xian and stretched out its hand, forming a cage and grabbing at Lin Xian. Crack, in an instant, he grabbed Lin Xian's body and wanted to take him away. Lin Xian coldly snorted and activated the 9-yang divine body. His body trembled. Suddenly, a surge of power rushed out and shattered the clone's hand. The clone was sent flying by the force and kept retreating. The other clone shouted coldly, "If you dare to resist, I'll kill you without mercy." The 2 clones charged over. Their long fists punched at Lin Xian, causing the void in front of them to explode. Boom, boom, boom. The terrifying energy impact all blasted on Lin Xian's body. However, the 2 clones were stunned. Although they were clones, they had their own judgment. They found that their fists were not affected at all when they hit the other party's body. The other party's body emitted a dazzling light, and mysterious runes flickered on it. How was this possible? The 2 clones were stunned. Lin Xian sneered. He stretched out his 2 hands, grabbed the 2 clones' heads, and then twisted them forcefully. Crack! The 2 doppelgangers were directly destroyed. On the other side, the Crimson Dragon also made a move and killed the remaining 4 clones. Dragon flames filled the sky, and terrifying heaven-grade treasures floated up and down. The Crimson Dragon had many heaven-grade treasures in his hands. At this moment, he took them out and easily killed the 4 clones. "Kid, hurry up and leave. These clones must have sent the news to that invincible king." Lin Xian nodded, and the 2 of them quickly rose into the air. Not long after, they changed direction, but they encountered another clone. Another 6 were easily killed by them. Just like that, they encountered wave after wave of clones. Damn it, why are there so many clones? How many clones does this invincible king have? The Crimson Dragon gritted his teeth. Lin Xian was also shocked. Was an invincible king's method so terrifying? Every clone was very terrifying. Fortunately, he was strong enough to escape. If it were an ordinary supreme being, he would have been caught long ago. "Wait, Ruzalong, don't kill them this time. I want to give that invincible king a big gift," Lin Xian said. The Crimson Dragon caught the 6 clones of the invincible king. Lin Xian opened his heavenly secret god eyes and used the divine guidance secret technique to directly control the 6 clones. "Greetings, Master." The 6 clones of the invincible king knelt on the ground respectfully and bowed to Lin Xian. If others saw this scene, their jaws would definitely drop. These were the clones of the invincible king, but at this moment, they actually betrayed him. This was not a betrayal, but Lin Xian forcefully used his soul and the power of the heavenly secret prodigy to control these clones. Chapter 2637. Very good. Stand up. Lin Xian nodded in satisfaction. The 6 doppelgangers stood up and stood respectfully at the side. Then Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon left. The 6 doppelgangers were no longer respectful and returned to their previous state. However, they were still under Lin Xian's control. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon retreated to a safe distance. with his control over the doppelgangers, Lin Xian could see the situation through their eyes. Not long after, a powerful figure descended from the sky. It was the invincible king, Million Blade Monarch. The Million Blade Monarch slashed the void with endless blade light. As soon as he appeared, the 6 doppelgangers followed him. How is it? Where is he? The Million Blade Monarch asked. The 6 doppelgangers said. They had just escaped. Lead the way. This time, they must not let him escape. The Million Blade Monarch waved his hand and was about to take action. However, at this moment, the 6 doppelgangers beside him had a strange smile on their faces. In the next moment, the 6 doppelgangers exploded. Not only that, each of the 6 doppelgangers had a sharp sword light. It was the dragon-shaped sword qi that Lin Xian had planted. Boom, boom. The explosion of energy enveloped the Million Blade Monarch. Screams could be heard. The sharp blade light tore the world apart. The Million Blade Monarch walked out. His body was charred, and his hair stood up. His robe was torn, and there was a trace of blood at the corner of his mouth. His body was trembling slightly. Damn brat. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. The Million Blade Monarch roared crazily. He was really angry. He did not expect that the other party could control his 6 doppelgangers to explode. Humph! With a cold snort, the surrounding spiritual energy gathered toward him like a tide. Soon, the Million Blade Monarch's body recovered. However, his eyes were extremely cold. His body released tens of thousands of blade light, shattering the surrounding mountains. Damn brat. When I get my hands on you, I'm going to cut you into pieces. The Million Blade King's figure flashed as he quickly disappeared into the sky. On the other side, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon sneered. They knew that this bit of damage wouldn't pose a fatal threat to the Myriad Blade Sovereign, but that wasn't their goal. They just wanted to play dirty and suppress the other party's arrogance. What invincible king? Weren't they also battered and exhausted in their hands? Judging from the time, Xing Tian and the others should be arriving soon. Lin Xian's eyes flickered. Crimson Dragons said from the side. Indeed, when they arrived, they could directly inform the Yi clan. At that time, there will be nothing left for us to do. Oh, is that so? It seems that you have informed others? At this moment, a cold voice came from behind Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. Hearing this voice, the 2 of them stiffened and their pupils shrank. In the next moment, they used divine steps and instantly disappeared, retreating into the distance. Damn it, someone actually came behind them. They didn't know. Lin Xian was also shocked. His soul power couldn't detect the other party. Who was it? The 2 of them turned around and found a youth in white standing behind them. He appeared out of nowhere like a ghost. Damn it, how did he appear behind us? The dark 5th dragon gritted his teeth. Brat, didn't you detect it? Lin Xian was also surprised. He didn't think that someone could appear and find them. Therefore, he didn't activate his heavenly secret divine eyes, nor did he deliberately use his soul power. However, with the strength of his soul, even if he didn't deliberately activate it, he would be able to sense it immediately as long as someone approached. However, he didn't sense the other party's appearance before, which really surprised him. Whoosh, a breeze blew past, and the white-robed man instantly disappeared. When he reappeared, he was on the left side of Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. It was so strange and impossible to guard against. Damn it, this guy's speed. The Crimson Dragon frowned. Wind mystique. To be able to do this, other than spatial mystique, it should be wind mystique. The other party didn't seem to use spatial power, so it should be wind mystique. Moreover, looking at the other party's appearance, it wasn't an ordinary wind mystique. He seemed to have some bloodline power. Moreover, the other party's cultivation had reached the peak of the 8-star king realm. One had to admit that this was a very difficult opponent. Who are the two of you? Follow me back obediently, and I can spare your lives. The white-robed man said indifferently. Don't try to fight with me. The two of you have no chance of escaping in front of me, because the entire world is my domain. The entire world is your domain. Aren't you afraid of biting your tongue? The Crimson Dragon sneered. He had never seen someone so arrogant. Whoosh. As soon as the voice fell, the Crimson Dragon jumped. Damn it! He quickly dodged, but he didn't dodge. A wind sword suddenly appeared in front of him and slashed toward him. Not only him, but Lin Xian was also attacked. Two wind swords suddenly appeared in front of them and slashed their bodies in an instant. The wind swords were very terrifying. There was a powerful air current on them that was incomparably sharp and could cut through everything. Clank, clang, a sonorous sound was heard, and the surrounding void shattered. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon were forced to retreat. Humph, I've said before, in front of me, you can't resist at all. Before the white-robed man finished speaking, his voice stopped. The corners of his mouth twitched a little, and he looked as if he had seen a ghost. He discovered that although the two people in front of him had been forced to retreat, they didn't seem to have suffered any injuries. How could this be? The white-robed man was extremely shocked. The two of them had been hit by his wind sword. How could they be unharmed? One had to know that he was a peak 8-star powerhouse. That attack just now wasn't his full-strength attack. However, how could two mighty figures survive? Not to mention that they were unharmed. The physiques of these two people were so special. The white-robed man looked at the other party. When he saw the Crimson Dragon, his eyes flickered. The other party should be a monster, and a monster with strong defense. But this kid? He looked at Lin Xian again, and discovered that the latter's body was shining brightly like a god of war. The mysterious runes dazzled him. What a mysterious body-tempering technique. His eyes were filled with shock. If I could get it, wouldn't my defense be heaven-defying? The white-robed man's eyes were burning with passion. He stared at Lin Xian. Kid, I'll give you a chance to live. Hand over your body-tempering technique, and I'll let you go. Otherwise, you'll suffer a fate worse than death. You want my body-tempering technique? Do you think you have the ability to do so? Lin Xian snorted coldly. The other party's speed and attack were indeed strange. However, it was not possible for the other party to kill him, because during this period of time, he had used the 3,000 spiritual fires to temper his body. Finally, his 9-yang divine body had a small breakthrough and reached the first stage, the fourth stage. Chapter 26:38. As a result, his body's toughness and defense had improved once again. This was also the reason why he was able to block the opponent's attack just now. Kid, you're courting death. Do you think that I won't be able to get it if you don't tell me? I'll just capture you and plunder your soul. The white-robed man's body instantly disappeared. Seeing this, the Crimson Dragon exclaimed. It opened its mouth and spat out flames that covered the entire sky. Lin Xian's body swayed lightly as he used the Heavenly Dragon's 8 steps. Together with the yin-yang reversal, the two miraculous footwork were gradually merged by him. There was a dragon shadow under his feet, and the yin-yang qi revolved around him. He also moved quickly, but the white-robed man laughed. It's useless. In front of me, the Wind Shadow King, the two of you can't escape. His voice was filled with boundless killing intent. A gust of wind blew between heaven and earth, and every gust of wind formed a sword qi. They were densely packed and covered the sky as they swept towards Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. Boom! Lin Xian waved his fist and punched out, directly destroying the wind sword qi in front of him. A vacuum appeared in the sky. You want to hurt me with mere sword qi? You're too naive. He used the 9-yang divine body and was like a god of war, killing in all directions and shattering the surrounding heaven and earth. Not a single sword chi could get close to him. The Crimson Dragon also took out 3 heaven-grade artifacts. A black pearl floated up and down, a terrifying treasure mountain, and a black spear. Under his control, it also shattered the heaven and earth. The combat strength of these 2 people was actually so strong. The Wind Shadow King frowned. Previously, he thought that the other party was only strong in defense. But now, other than defense, the other party's attack was also so terrifying. Who were these 2 people? Where did they come from? The Wind Shadow King's eyes flickered. This was too strange. The 2 of them must have some incredible secret. They must have mastered some peerless divine ability. He must capture the 2 of them alive. Binding of wind. Phoenix Shadow King formed a hand seal, and the wind turned into wind chains, sweeping towards Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. In an instant, 9 chains bound Lin Xian and tied him up in the air. The Crimson Dragon dodged. Seeing this, Phoenix Shadow King laughed heartily. He raised his hand and continued to kill the Crimson Dragon. On the other hand, he strode toward Lin Xian. His speed was very fast. With a single step, he appeared in front of Lin Xian. "Kid, do you see that? This is the difference between us. In front of me, you are no different from an ant." The Wind Shadow King's face was filled with disdain. "Don't worry, I won't let you die so easily. I won't kill you before I figure out your secret." A cold light flashed in his eyes. He stretched out a hand, wanting to grab Lin Xian's head. Lin Xian also raised his head, the corners of his mouth curling into a cold smile. Boom! On his body, the 9 Yang divine body exploded, and the 9 wind chains instantly shattered. Then he punched out. Boom! This punch was very fast and very sudden. It rushed towards Phoenix Shadow King with unparalleled power. Phoenix Shadow King was shocked because he didn't expect the other party to be able to break the wind chains in an instant. Moreover, the other party was able to attack him. Could this be a trap? That's right, this was indeed a trap. How could mere 9 chains trap Lin Xian? Lin Xian was trapped because he wanted the other party to take the bait. At such a close distance, even if the other party had wind mystique, he wouldn't be able to dodge. This punch was earth-shattering. It was like a sun. Phoenix Shadow King's body was also torn apart by this force. In between heaven and earth, the black hole slowly disappeared. The Crimson Dragon heaved a sigh of relief. "It's over. Let this guy continue to show off. Even an invincible king couldn't catch us, let alone a mere 8-star expert." Lin Xian also heaved a sigh of relief. He was very confident in his fist. "2 ants. Do you think you can kill me like this?" Just as they were about to leave, a cold laughter sounded between heaven and earth. Then the 2 turned around and saw countless gusts of wind gathering in the distance, forming a human figure. Phoenix Shadow King. His clothes fluttered, and he didn't receive any damage. How could this be? The Crimson Dragon's eyes widened. Lin Xian also frowned. The power of the 9 Yang divine body was unparalleled. Even if this punch couldn't kill the other party, it would at least severely injure him. However, the other party was actually unharmed. This was really unexpected. "You underestimate me too much. Do you really think my wind mystique is something to be trifled with?" Phoenix Shadow King sneered in disdain. "The 2 of you can't hurt me at all." Although he was an 8-star king, he was confident that he could fight against an invincible king. This was because his wind mystique was very special. His speed was very fast, and he was almost invulnerable. Unless some extremely terrifying weapon fragment of a saint or some bloodline power was used, it would be impossible to hurt him. Other attacks were useless against him. This was because his body could turn into a gust of wind and dissipate at any time. He could reform again. Wherever there was wind, he would be there. This sentence wasn't false. As expected, The Crimson Dragon held a black spear and stabbed it, instantly piercing through the other party's body. However, Lin Xian furrowed his brows. This was because he realized that the spear didn't pierce through the other party's body. Instead, the other party's body directly dispersed, forming a black hole that the spear passed through. As expected, when the Crimson Dragon withdrew the black spear, the other party's body recovered. It could be said that this spear didn't hurt the other party at all. A mere ant wants to hurt me? Phoenix Shadow King stood with his hands behind his back, looking proud. The Crimson Dragon was extremely shocked. Damn it, why is this so strange? Ben Huang will burn you to death. He spat out a sea of fire that covered the sky, enveloping the other party. However, the Phoenix Shadow King's body completely disappeared this time. Accompanied by the gust of wind, he floated away and reappeared in a place where there were no flames. I've said it before, this world is my domain. Damn it, this kid is too strange. This isn't an ordinary wind ability. The Crimson Dragon shook his head. Yes, he should have a bloodline power or a terrifying treasure in his body. Indeed, he used a dragon race ability, but the other party was able to dodge it so calmly. He was definitely not simple. Don't worry, I have a way to kill him. Lin Xian observed for a while and sneered. So what if the other party could turn into wind and dodge the attack? His great dragon sword soul could even slash through the void. Not to mention the body that had turned into wind. Is this all you've got? It's just SOL. Do you think that I can't kill you just because you turned into wind? Lin Xian stood out, his body shining brightly. You still want to kill me? You can't even hurt me. What a joke. Ignorant. The Phoenix Shadow King sneered. The wind is formless. How can you kill me? As he spoke, his body kept changing, appearing in various positions at any time like a ghost. It was indeed shocking. Is that so? Then I'll kill you today. Chapter 2639. Speaking of this, a destructive sword radiance exploded from his eyes, and a terrifying sword aura surged out from his body. A loud dragon roar could be heard from within his body. At this moment, Lin Xian had turned into a sword god, a peerless sword god. Damn it, this kid's sword aura was so sharp. The Wind Shadow King's expression changed. He did not expect the other party to release such a terrifying sword aura. Could it be that the other party was a swordsman? He did not dare to imagine. An ordinary swordsman's attack power was very strong, but they were not very strong themselves. They usually relied on defensive treasures to resist. However, this kid's defensive power was shockingly strong. In his opinion, the other party should be an expert in close combat. But now, the other party had released such a terrifying sword aura. This made him confused. Who was the other party? You don't know your place. Let's see how you're going to kill me today. The Wind Shadow King sneered. A mere powerhouse actually said that he wanted to kill him? How could he tolerate this? In the next moment, his body flashed, and he charged over. A green, long sword appeared in his hand. It was completely formed by the wind. However, its power was extremely terrifying. In an instant, he was in front of Lin Xian, and the green long sword in his hand slashed down crazily. Lin Xian looked at the scene and sneered. He pulled out the ancient dragon abyss sword and slashed down as well. It's useless. You can't find me. Seeing the other party attack, the Wind Shadow King's body turned into nothingness. No one could hurt him. Even an invincible king would not be able to hurt him under normal circumstances. Not to mention this kid in front of him. Whoosh, poof, the sword flew out, and blood stained the sky. The Wind Shadow King screamed and retreated. His white clothes were stained with blood. At this moment, there was a sword mark on his body. It almost split him in half at the waist. How could it be? Damn it, how could he hurt me? The Wind Shadow King's face was filled with shock and disbelief. One had to know that his body had already merged with the wind. The wind was formless, and nothing could hurt him. However, How did the other party hurt him? Ha ha ha, who asked you to act cool? Now, you've tasted the pain. The Crimson Dragon sneered. He was well aware of the might of the great dragon sword soul. How could his opponent possibly dodge it? Moreover, this guy didn't even try to dodge. Wasn't he just courting death? Impossible. Damn brat, how did you do it? Could it be because of that sword? Radiance flowed on the Wind Shadow King's body and healed his injuries. His eyes were fixed on the Dragon Abyss Valley sword. He didn't think that Lin Xian's sword chi was strange. In his opinion, it was only the opponent's sword that had a problem. This long sword actually gave me a very dangerous feeling. It should be a heaven step artifact and not a low-level one. Could it be a mid-level heaven step artifact? Or perhaps it was something that no one dared to imagine. But it was very likely that the grade was high enough to shock him. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been injured. Brat, do you think you can injure me with just a sword? I was careless this time. Now that I'm on guard, don't even think about hurting me. The Wind Shadow King's expression was solemn. He quickly formed a seal with his palms. Wind swirls heaven and earth. Boom, boom, boom. Countless gusts of wind rolled in between heaven and earth, forming one figure after another. Doppelganger technique. The Wind Shadow King had also used the doppelganger technique. Every one of them seemed to be real, and his real body also disappeared into the sky. What a strange ability. On the opposite side, the Crimson Dragon was extremely surprised. He realized that it was difficult to distinguish between the real and fake doppelganger. This Wind Shadow King did have some skills. No wonder he was so arrogant. However, the Crimson Dragon wasn't worried. He knew that not only was Lin Xian's sword skill outstanding, but he also had a pair of mysterious eyes. He couldn't tell if it was real or fake, but he thought that Lin Xian should be able to easily distinguish between them. That's right. Seeing the tens of thousands of doppelganger charging towards him, a strange look appeared in Lin Xian's eyes. You actually dare to play doppelganger in front of me? You're really courting death. A golden light appeared in Lin Xian's eyes as he attacked in all directions. Soon, a smile appeared on his face. This was because he had found the location of his true body. However, he didn't make a move. He wanted to bait his opponent. Kid, go to hell. At this moment, a cold voice was heard. Behind Lin Xian, the Wind Shadow King's real body appeared. He used his long sword and stabbed towards Lin Xian's head. Lin Xian didn't turn his head. This meant that he didn't know which one was his real body. Now that he suddenly attacked, coupled with his speed, Lin Xian definitely wouldn't be able to dodge. Humph, I've been waiting for you. The moment the opponent appeared, Lin Xian suddenly turned around. At the same time, he stretched out two fingers and pinched in front of him. With a clang, his fingers caught the opponent's green long sword. What? How is that possible? He found out. The Wind Shadow King was shocked and surprised. He didn't expect that at the last moment, Lin Xian would turn around and counterattack. This was something that he didn't expect, but soon he sneered. This kid is too arrogant and doesn't know what's good for him. Lin Xian only used two fingers to deal with him? What kind of fingers does he think he has? Go to hell! He shouted coldly and wanted to break Lin Xian's palm. However, he realized that Lin Xian's two fingers were abnormally hard, as if they were the fingers of God. His sword chi couldn't cause any damage to Lin Xian. How is that possible? The Wind Shadow King couldn't believe it. He wanted to use more strength, but in the next moment, with a clang, his Wind Shadow sword broke into two. Lin Xian held the upper half of the sword and slashed forward. Not good. Seeing this, the Wind Shadow King's pupils constricted. His body suddenly turned into nothingness and wanted to dodge. However, this sword contained the power of the great dragon sword soul, and it directly cut his throat. With a puff, his head flew into the sky. Boom! Lin Xian punched out again. There was a dragon head on his fist, and it directly exploded the Wind Shadow King's body. The head's face was filled with terror as it continued to flee into the distance, because he realized that Lin Xian was too strange and seemed to be able to restrain him. In a battle, the scariest thing was not that the enemy was stronger than you, but that the enemy could restrain you. This was basically unsolvable. Therefore, he wanted to escape. Do you still want to escape? Lin Xian sneered. He flicked a finger and pointed forward. This finger kept growing bigger and bigger. In the end, it was hundreds of feet long. It was like a huge dragon that reached the sky, roaring nonstop. There were mysterious runes engraved on it, and there was also a biting cold sword light. With one finger, the Wind Shadow King's head exploded. He couldn't escape at all. Damn brat, just you wait. I will definitely kill you. In the sky, a soul floated into the distance, carrying a strong sense of malice. He was defeated. He was defeated today. However, if his soul escaped, he could still live. Although Lin Xian's methods were fierce, it was still impossible for him to destroy his soul. In the sky, a pair of golden eyes appeared and scattered a ball of soul fire, instantly enveloping the Wind Shadow King's soul. Chapter 2640. The Wind Shadow King screamed. Damn it. Why do you have a soul attack too? He was crazy. His opponent was too strong. His physique was strong, his swordsmanship was outstanding, and even now he had a soul attack. Who was his opponent? He didn't know. His face was full of fear as he knelt on the ground. I beg you to spare my life. I won't dare to attack you again. He was really scared. Spare you? That's the Buddha's business. My mission is to send you to meet the Buddha. As he spoke, Lin Xian snorted coldly. His soul fire instantly burned the opponent into nothingness. The incomparably terrifying and strange Wind Shadow King was easily killed just like that. If anyone else was here and saw this, they would definitely scream, because even an invincible king might not be able to kill the Wind Shadow King. Because the opponent's methods were too strange, it was very easy to escape, but in Lin Xian's place, there was no way to escape. This guy wasn't very rich and didn't have many amazing treasures. The Crimson Dragon grabbed the opponent's storage ring and checked it. He curled his lips and was very dissatisfied. The storage rings of the 4 Battle Kings were the ones that were rich. He was very happy. However, the Wind Shadow King's wealth was much worse than the 4 Battle Kings. Hearing this, Lin Xian rolled his eyes. It wasn't that the Wind Shadow King wasn't rich. It was just that the Crimson Dragon was too greedy. After seeing the storage rings of the 4 Battle Kings and the Holy Sun, he was naturally dissatisfied when he saw the other supreme beings. In fact, the Wind Shadow King's storage ring could be considered a treasure trove in the eyes of other supreme beings. However, Lin Xian didn't care about this. These resources could be counted by the Crimson Dragon. What he was really excited about was the opponent's movement technique. One had to know that he had the Great Dragon Sword Soul. The Great Dragon Sword Soul was not only powerful, but it was also good at mimicking. As long as he had seen other divine abilities, he could use the Great Dragon Sword Soul to execute the opponent's divine ability. Furthermore, its power was likely to be even more terrifying than the original version. Apart from the unique bloodline martial skills that he was unable to execute, he was able to execute the rest of the martial skills after inspecting them. Therefore, he closed his eyes and recalled the previous battle in his mind. The corners of his mouth curled up into a smile because his current body could also turn into nothingness to dodge the attack. Of course, with the 9-yang divine body, he didn't need to do so. But in times of crisis, this thing could still be used to save lives. Buzz at this moment. The sky split open, and a hand reached out, enveloping Lin Xian. This palm appeared very suddenly, without any warning at all. So when he appeared, the Crimson Dragon was startled. Lin Xian also frowned. In the next moment, he immediately imitated formless wind. His body turned into a gust of wind and quickly escaped from these fingers. On the other side, it condensed. Therefore, this palm strike naturally missed. He actually dodged it. A cry of surprise came from the sky. Soon after, a figure descended, bringing with him a sky full of blade light, unparalleled in the world. He was the Million Blade King. However, at this moment, his expression was not good, because he discovered that the Wind Shadow King had been killed, and the martial skill that the other party used was very similar to the Wind Shadow King's. Why is this kid so strange? Damn, he's really haunting me. Seeing that it was the other party again, Lin Xian's face darkened. He didn't expect that the Million Blade King would find him again. As expected of an invincible king, he was able to discover his traces so quickly. However, he sneered. How did it feel to have a clone? If you dare to chase after me again, it won't be as simple as tricking you. Damn kid, you're courting death. It would have been fine if he didn't mention this matter. Once he did, the Million Blade King was about to explode in anger. His doppelganger was actually being controlled by someone else. It even charred his entire body. This made him so angry that he went crazy. Kid, don't think that controlling a few clones can pose a threat to me. Those things can't hurt me at all. Today is the day you die. As he spoke, he slapped over again. Seeing this scene, Lin Xian didn't resist. His body instantly turned into a gust of wind, drifting with the wind and appearing in another direction. He had to admit that this move was very effective. However, he couldn't display the Wind Shadow King's strange speed, because it was condensed by the Wind Shadow King's bloodline power. However, Lin Xian had the Heavenly Dragon's 8 steps and the chaotic yin-yang steps. In terms of speed, he wasn't inferior at all. His figure instantly dodged the Million Blade King's dozens of blade lights. No wonder he dared to be so arrogant. His speed was also not bad. However, do you think you can escape? The Million Blade King was really angry. He waved his hand, and the Million Blade domain instantly enveloped the area. This time, he definitely wouldn't allow the other party to escape. Boom! The sharp blade light flashed and turned into a torrent, instantly slashing over. Su Chen moved quickly. However, this time, the other party's blade light was too shocking. It slashed on his body and sent him flying. He spat out a mouthful of blood. It was too terrifying. This was also because he had the 9-yang divine body. If it was before, this blade would probably have split him in half. He was actually fine. Kid, your physique is very strong. I don't know what kind of divine ability you cultivated, but it doesn't matter. When you die, your divine abilities will all be mine. The Million Blade King was also very envious of the other party's physique. Screw you, Lin Xian spat out a mouthful of blood. With a roar, the sword light on his body suddenly exploded. He pulled out the ancient Dragon Abyss sword and quickly charged over. Rosalong attacked together. Buzz, the biting cold sword light swept through heaven and earth. Lin Xian had opened the 5 seals of the ancient Dragon Abyss sword. Its power was unparalleled. Seeing this scene, the Million Blade King was shocked. He was also a swordsman. The sword was unconventional. A swordsman was simply unorthodox. It was impossible. Only the blade was the way of the king. At this point, the Million Blade King pulled out the blue long blade on his back. It was like a starry sky, spinning in the sky. Only the blade was the master of hundreds of weapons. With a slash, the river of stars overflowed. The blade light filled the sky and split the entire sky. Clang! With the 5 seals and the power of the dragon sword spirit, Lin Xian resisted. With a clang, he was still forced back. However, this was already very terrifying. A powerful being was able to fight against an invincible king. If others saw this, their eyeballs would definitely fall to the ground. This was too heaven-defying, wasn't it? One had to know that not to mention a powerful being, even a late 8-star king wouldn't be able to block a single slash. The fact that Lin Xian could block it really surprised the Million Blade King. Damn it, this kid must be eliminated. He realized that the other party was very strange. He didn't seem to be weaker than Yi Wudao. She naturally knew that some people wanted to eliminate Yi Wudao because they were afraid of his talent. Once the other party grew up, he would be very terrifying. Therefore, they wanted to eliminate him before he grew up. Now, she finally understood how those people felt. Chapter 2641. This was because he realized that the kid in front of him was equally terrifying. If he allowed the other party to continue growing, he might not even be able to sleep peacefully in the future. Therefore, he had to kill the other party today to eliminate future troubles. Kid, I have to say that you're really amazing. Even I suspect that you're a top saint genius. But unfortunately you met me. Today, I won't let you live. The 1,000-Blade King's expression was ferocious. Boom. With a slash of his blade, the bright blade light instantly tore apart the ancient Taoist robe. However, the 1,000-Blade King shockingly discovered that at this moment, under the Taoist robe, dense runes appeared on Lin Xian's body. It was exceptionally mysterious. With a clang, it collided with the rune's body, making a clanging sound, but it was not damaged. However, this shocking power still sent Lin Xian flying for 3,000 miles. Kid, are you all right? The Crimson Dragon exclaimed. The power of an invincible king was not to be underestimated. Moreover, Lin Xian's current 9-yang divine body could be considered to have just started cultivating, so he could not unleash its full power. Poof. I'm fine. Lin Xian stood up. Dozens of bones in his body were broken, but at this moment, they were recovering with a crackling sound. His face was incomparably pale, but his eyes were emitting an incomparable light. He blocked it. He actually blocked the attack of an invincible king. This made him extremely excited. The gap between his realm and the invincible king's sword was very large. It was 2 realms apart. Under normal circumstances, a powerhouse could not even block the aura of an invincible king. However, he could block the attack of an invincible king. Moreover, his 9-yang divine body had recently broken through to the 4th stage. Otherwise, that attack just now would very likely have split his body open. But now, he also felt a strong sense of danger. He was afraid that this was not the full power of the other party. An invincible king was indeed terrifying. Seeing that he did not split the other party's body open, the 1,000-Blade King snorted coldly. Kid, let's see how many times you can block it. Ruzalong, let's attack together. Lin Xian wielded the Dragon Source sword and charged forward again. On the other side, the Crimson Dragon also charged over. The two of them used great divine abilities and great techniques. All kinds of terrifying light enveloped them as they fought a great battle with the Million Blade King. On Lin Xian's side, the Dragon Source Ancient Sword, the 9-fold Thunder Sword, the 5-elemental sword, and the Primal Chaos Exterminating Sword were all executed by him. At the same time, he used another of the War Clan's ultimate techniques, the Heaven-Battling Divine Fist. Although he did not possess the Battle Clan's bloodline, he possessed the 9-yang divine body. Thus, when he unleashed the Heavenly Battle God Fist, it was also extremely frightening. In fact, it was even more terrifying than when the 4 great battle kings used it. On the other side, Dark Red was controlling 3 heaven-ranked treasures. Together with the dragon race's great abilities, they were fighting. His body abruptly expanded to 100 feet long as he continued to roll and roar. However, the Million Blade King was too powerful. As an invincible king, his strength far exceeded that of Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. 1 against 2, not only did he not fall into a disadvantageous position, he even stood at the upper hand, and even obtained an absolute advantage. After dozens of moves, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon were sent flying again while vomiting blood. Many cracks appeared on their bodies, and blood dyed their bodies red. Damn, this is not good, kid. An invincible king is too terrifying. We can't fight against him now. The Crimson Dragon's blood surged, repairing his body. On the other side, Lin Xian used the longevity art to absorb the energy in the sky. The 9-yang divine body emitted crackling sounds as his wounds healed. Go! Lin Xian summoned the Bloodwing Bat King, and the three of them attacked again. However, this time they were still pushed back, and their injuries were even more severe than before. Their expressions were ugly, but the Million Blade King was even more shocked. One had to know that he could kill people of this level with a single glance, but now he had attacked more than 100 times, and his opponent was only injured. And he was not dead. He couldn't believe it. He had never encountered such a strange thing in thousands of years. Damn, who is this kid? Why did he feel that his physique was not inferior to the Yi family's saint physique? Could it be that he was also a genius of the Yi clan? He even suspected that his opponent was a hidden peerless genius of the Yi family. Otherwise, how could he be so strong? One had to know that even the saints and saintesses of the large sects couldn't compete with him. But this kid in front of him had broken this rule. Damn, even the three of us can't kill him? Kid, take out your saint artifact and kill him. The Crimson Dragon gritted his teeth and used the saint artifact. Lin Xian shook his head. He didn't want to fight with him and had to leave quickly. His opponent probably had something like the saint artifact. Moreover, his opponent was an invincible king, and he was indeed stronger than them. They had to leave now. Finding Yi Dao Denier was the most important thing. You want to run? Can you escape? The Myriad Blade King sneered and chased after him. Lin Xian flipped his palm and took out an ancient silver lamp. He waved it lightly, and silver flames flew out. There were a total of 12 floating in the air. In an instant, the Myriad Blade King screamed because his outstretched palm touched the silver flame and burned instantly. In fact, his entire palm was burned off. Blood and bones were exposed. The pain caused his expression to change. Damn, what kind of flame is this? He was too shocked. He didn't expect his opponent to have something that could hurt him. It seemed to be an ancient treasure. Could it be the legendary 3,500 spiritual flames? The Myriad Blade King was shocked. He had seen this flame in ancient books, but he had never seen it before. He didn't expect his opponent to have such a treasure. Damn it, he snorted coldly. He didn't dare to take it head-on. Saber light bloomed all over his body, forming a terrifying light as he quickly dodged. However, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon took advantage of this opportunity to enter the Black Earth and fly into the distance. The Myriad Blade King waved his palm, and the Myriad Blade domain kept rolling. Even if his opponent could use the 3,500 spiritual flames to block him, his opponent couldn't break through his domain. As long as he was in his domain, he could easily kill his opponent. Clang, clang, clang. The Myriad Blade domain bloomed with light, and endless blade light slashed down on the Black Earth. It caused the Black Earth to roll and tremble. Damn it, this domain is too annoying. The Crimson Dragon gritted his teeth. Kid, give him a shot. Lin Xian nodded. He threw out some divine crystals, and the Black Earth immediately bloomed with light. With a whoosh, it emitted a black beam of light that directly shattered the blade light that filled the sky. It tore apart the Myriad Blade domain, and then disappeared. How is that possible? They actually escaped. Seeing this scene, the Myriad Blade King's face was full of shock. 2 7-star kings had escaped from his hands, and they had escaped more than once. This time, it was a slap to his face. As an invincible king, how could he tolerate such a thing? Damn it, I won't let you off. Chapter 2642. Ah, just as he was getting excited, the 12 silver flames came to his side again and ignited him. The pain made him grimace as he ate. Damned flames! Extinguish them! He was furious. He used his ultimate technique, and the piercing cold saber light resisted the flames that filled the sky. In the end, he extinguished the 12 flames, but his body was dripping with blood, and white bones could be seen in many places. I won't forgive you. I will catch you and tear you into pieces. The myriad blade king roared angrily. He opened his mouth and absorbed the spirit chi within tens of thousands of kilometers to repair his body. Then he soared into the sky and chased after his opponent. This time, he had already locked onto his opponent. He would not let his opponent escape again. Oh, no, that guy is chasing after me. The Crimson Dragon's expression changed drastically when it sensed the scene behind it. It did not expect to be targeted by the other party this time. Let's go. Lin Xian controlled the Black Earth and kept changing directions. However, the other party had locked onto them. Just like that, the two sides began a great escape and a fierce pursuit. In the blink of an eye, half a month had passed. The myriad blade king chased after them relentlessly. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon's faces were gloomy. The myriad blade king was so angry that he vomited blood. To be honest, he had gone crazy. He wished he could find a rock and smash his head against it. After chasing for half a month, he could not catch up to his opponent. What a F** King irony. Who was he? He was the invincible king, the myriad blade king. Invincible king. Just by hearing the name, one would know that it was the peak of the king. In the era when the saints did not appear, they could control the entire world. However, 2 seven-star kings had escaped from his hands one after another, and they had injured him more than once. That deeply provoked the myriad blade king. Chase. A cold light appeared in the myriad blade king's eyes. The hand seal on his hand changed again, and a red stream of light appeared on his body. It caused his speed to suddenly explode. It was clear that he had used a secret technique. F***CK. That guy is catching up. Give him a shot. The Crimson Dragon roared angrily. Then he also threw out a handful of divine crystals. Immediately, a black beam of light flew out and blasted behind him. Bang! Behind him, the Million Blade King screamed as he was sent flying. Many of his bones were broken, and the blood in his body was roiling. He spat out a mouthful of blood. Shock. He was too shocked. The reason for that was because he had never imagined that his opponent would actually be able to injure him. What exactly was the grade of the spirit boat? How could he be so powerful? Brat, I didn't expect you to have so many treasures. Now that you're dead, all of them are mine. Crackling sounds came from the myriad blade sovereign's body as he quickly recovered. At the same time, his eyes were bloodshot as he charged over again. Indeed, he realized that the other party had too many treasures. First, it was the silver flame. Now, it was the black spirit boat. Both of these items could injure him. If he could obtain them, his strength would be greatly enhanced. Ignorant ant. It's a waste for such a treasure to be in your hands. Hand it over obediently. Behind him, he slashed out streaks of cold saber light, which quickly bombarded the front, causing the black earth to tremble continuously. Inside, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon were also affected. Their faces were gloomy. The Crimson Dragon gritted his teeth. Damn it, if it wasn't for the huge cost, Ben Huang would have directly blasted him into pieces. Indeed, the Black Earth's attack required a lot of energy. Activate the spatial array and teleport us out, Lin Xian said in a deep voice. The Crimson Dragon shook his head. No, this time he's locked onto us. If we teleport, he'll probably teleport over too. We have to think of a way to kill him. Kill him? Lin Xian's eyes flickered. He still had the saint's fragment and flower protector in his hands. The Crimson Dragon also had the saint's fragment. If he crazily undid the seal, it wasn't impossible for him to fight against the other party. However, it was still difficult to kill the other party. After all, the other party was an invincible king and was very powerful. With his current strength, it really wasn't easy to kill the other party. However, at this time, He Tu floated over and said, "I have a way, but it consumes too much energy." "What is it?" Lin Xian asked quickly. As long as there was a chance to kill the other party, it was fine even if he had to pay a huge price. The Black Earth had many functions. One of them was to suppress a person's cultivation. Of course, it could only suppress the cultivation of those below the saint level. Suppress the cultivation? You mean you can suppress the cultivation of an invincible king? Lin Xian was shocked, and the Crimson Dragon's eyes lit up. What are we waiting for? Hurry up and do it. Damn it. Suppress his cultivation and torture him to death. How much can we suppress? Lin Xian asked. He was also excited. He Tu thought for a moment and said, "In theory, we can suppress it to the same level as you, but the cost is very high. Of course, we can also suppress it to 8 stars. Soon, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon understood that this function could indeed suppress the cultivation. Moreover, it could be suppressed to 7 or 8 stars. However, the energy required for the two was not the same. After Lin Xian heard the energy, he gasped and his eyelids twitched. The energy consumed was indeed high. To suppress the cultivation to the same level as him, it would probably require half of his resources. This was after he killed so many powerful people, took their storage rings, and obtained many treasures in the ancient tomb. If it was in the past, he probably wouldn't even dare to have such thoughts. After thinking for a moment, Lin Xian took a deep breath and suppressed his cultivation to the late 8-star level. An invincible king was too powerful, but if he fell to the 8-star level, even if he was only at the late 8-star level, would he still have a way to kill the other party? Okay. He Tu nodded and prepared to activate the array. This result directly consumed a quarter of Lin Xian's resources. This caused him to feel pain in his heart. One had to know that a quarter of the resources in his possession was a vast amount of divine crystals and precious treasures. Damn it, I hope this invincible king's storage ring won't disappoint me. Lin Xian gritted his teeth. He swore that he would get back the resources he lost from the other party. The Black Earth was mysterious and unfathomable. It was left behind by the 4th-generation successor of the Dragon Sword, and there were many functional arrays inside. Soon, He Tu activated the array to suppress the cultivation. He floated over and said, "Just lure this guy in." Lin Xian nodded, his eyes flickering. He wasn't afraid that the other party could cause damage after entering. This was because when he first entered the Black Earth, he found many corpses. There were many invincible kings inside. So many invincible kings couldn't break the Black Earth even if they joined forces, let alone the Million-Blade Monarch. "Kid, hurry up and do it. I can't wait," the Crimson Dragon urged. Chapter 2643. They had been chased all the way, and the other party was so arrogant. This time, they were going to return all the anger they had suffered before. Okay, Lin Xian nodded and directly controlled the Black Earth to fly upwards. When he reached the 9th heaven, he stopped. Behind him, the Thousand Knives King sneered when he saw this scene. Running upwards? Unless you escape from this world, you will definitely die. His figure flashed, and he chased after him. Not long after, he found that the other party's spirit ship had stopped there. What's going on? Not running anymore? Could it be a trap? He glanced around and found no enemies. Humph! With a sneer, his gaze fell on the spirit ship in front of him. Could it be That he was in despair? Very likely. He revealed a cruel smile. No matter who it was, being chased by an invincible king like him day and night, he would have broken down long ago. Crack, crack, crack. The cabin door of the black earth opened, and a dark red figure walked out. It was the Crimson Dragon. After the Crimson Dragon came out, he looked around and saw the Thousand Knives King not far in front of him. He revealed a contemptuous smile. Damn old bastard. How dare you chase after me? Get lost. Otherwise, today will be the day you die. Hearing this, the Thousand Knives King was furious. A snake dared to speak to him like that? You don't know death. I'll skin you alive later. With a tap of his foot, he instantly rushed out like a bolt of lightning. Seeing this scene, the Crimson Dragon pretended to be afraid and quickly ran into the black earth. However, it did not close the cabin door. All of this was to trick the Thousand Knives King into coming in. Sure enough, the Thousand Knives King did not hesitate and directly entered the black earth. Let's see where you can run today. He was too excited. As long as he entered, the other party would have nowhere to go. Then he would be able to kill these two ants as he wished. Ha ha! Kneel down and accept your death. After the Thousand Knives King entered, he saw Lin Xian, and his smile became even wider. That was because this kid had a lot of treasures on him. Furthermore, there were a few skills that he wanted to take for himself. But soon he was stunned. This was because he discovered that the other party didn't scream in fear as he had imagined. Instead, he revealed a cold smile. The dark red snake beside him laughed even more arrogantly than him. Ha 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 ha! Are we dead meat? I think you're the one who's going to die. Old bastard, quickly kneel down and count out to us 100,000 times. Ben Huang can still consider letting you die a quick death later. Otherwise, Ben Huang will let you know what torture is. Courting death. At this point, the other party still dared to say such words. The Million Saber Emperor flicked his finger, firing a sharp saber glow. It grew in size, turning into a streak of divine rainbow as it hacked forward. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon used their movement techniques and quickly dodged. At the same time, the Crimson Dragon roared and activated the formation. Soon, the entire black earth lit up with countless runes, completely enveloping Lin Xian, the Crimson Dragon, and the Million Saber Emperor. Seeing this scene, the Million Saber Emperor frowned and sneered. A layer of blue armor appeared on his body. A sharp saber glow flickered on it. What can a mere formation do to me? He didn't care at all. Unless it was a formation set up by a sage that could kill him. Otherwise, there was no chance at all. How could these two have a sage's formation in their hands? However, soon, he was stunned. The sky full of attacks that he had imagined did not happen. The surrounding formation flickered incomparably, forming a strange space and domain. Even the surrounding scenery had changed. They seemed to have left the spirit boat and arrived in a strange space. Surrounding them were vast mountains and primeval forests. In the distance, there was a Milky Way waterfall falling from the sky, making rumbling sounds. It was a scene of paradise. Where is this? The Million Saber Emperor frowned, his eyes emitting a cold light. Illusion? He carefully guarded his soul, but in his heart, he was even more disdainful. As a peerless swordsman, how tenacious was his mind? How could a mere illusion confuse him? Brat, do you think you can scare me by using a formation? Too naive. Now you can die. The Million Saber Emperor pulled out the blue saber on his back and slashed out. Disillusionment Milky Way slash. When the saber slashed out, it was as if a universe starry sky was charging over. Humph! Lin Xian took a step forward. The 9-yang divine body bloomed with light like a god. He waved his fist and used the heaven-fighting divine fist. The terrifying fist illuminated heaven and earth, directly charging forward. Boom, boom, boom. The fist and the saber light collided, making a shocking sound. In the next moment, the Million Saber Emperor screamed. He found that his saber light had been shattered by the other party's punch. How is this possible? The Million Saber Emperor's eyes widened, his face full of shock and disbelief. Just a day ago, he had beaten the other party until he vomited blood and kept running away. The other party did not dare to confront him head-on, but now the other party had shattered his saber light with a punch. This was simply too shocking. Could it be that the other party's strength had undergone an earth-shattering change in just a day? He had also reached the Invincible King realm? No, impossible. It's definitely not like that. The Million Saber Emperor shook his head crazily. What a joke! It took me nearly 2,000 years to reach the Invincible King realm. The other party reached it in a day. What a joke! Perhaps even the ancient emperors didn't have such ability. Damn it, what's going on? Illusion! It must be an illusion. The Million Saber Emperor roared crazily. He guessed that he might have fallen into an illusion. The previous scene was all an illusion. Damn illusion! Unseal it! Countless saber lights rushed out of his body, cutting through the void and slashing in all directions. As a saber user, his saber intent was very powerful. Therefore, he was confident that if he attacked with all his strength, he could definitely break this illusion. It's useless. Stop struggling. This isn't an illusion at all. The 1-pound Crimson Dragon also walked out sneering. Old bastard, I've said it before. If you dare to come in, you'll die. Since you've come to die, then don't blame me for being impolite. The Crimson Dragon waved its dragon claw, and a black pearl appeared on top of its head. As it moved, the black pearl kept enlarging. It was like a black sun, burning fiercely and smashing forward. Damn snake, get out of my way! The Million Saber Emperor trembled with anger. A snake dares to look down on me? The long saber in his hand slashed out again, turning into a sky full of stars, colliding with the black sun. An intense collision sound rang out, and the sky full of light exploded, so bright that people couldn't open their eyes. The Million Saber Emperor screamed in horror. No, impossible. He realized that a snake could actually compete with him. They're evenly matched. What's going on? Could it be that this snake has also become an invincible king? Chapter 2644. The Million Blade King was stunned. The two of them broke through from the almighty realm to the invincible king realm in one day, surpassing the cultivation of others by 1,000 or 2,000 years. How was that possible? Even an immortal pill could not do that. No, there must be a reason. There must be a reason. The Million Blade King tried to calm himself down. Yes, the array. They activated the array just now. It must be because of the array. Could it be that this array could provide energy to make one an invincible king? What kind of array was this? It was too scary. If there were more of them, wouldn't they be invincible? The Million Blade King looked terrible, as if he had eaten a dead rat. Suddenly, his eyelids twitched. No, my power? He was surprised to find that his cultivation was no longer at the invincible king realm. Damn it, what was going on? He was too shocked to notice it before. But now he realized that there was a force between heaven and earth that was suppressing him. It made his cultivation fall from the invincible king realm to the 8-star king realm. This was impossible. My cultivation is being suppressed. He finally found the reason. It turned out that it was not that the other party had become stronger, but his cultivation was suppressed. He was suppressed to the 8-star king realm. It was the effect of the array. The Million Blade King instantly understood. No wonder the other party dared to be so arrogant in front of him and kept provoking him. It turned out that it was to lure him in and suppress his cultivation. There was actually an array that could suppress the cultivation of an invincible king. This shocked him. but at the same time, he heaved a sigh of relief. Fortunately, it was not that the other party had become an invincible king. In this way, this dilemma could be solved. The next moment, he looked at the two of them and said coldly, "You can actually suppress my cultivation. I have to say that your means are really amazing. However, do you think that you can contend against me just because of this? Even if I have fallen to the 8-star king realm, my realm is still higher than yours. If I want to kill you, it will be a piece of cake." Indeed, in his opinion, his strength had weakened, but he was still a realm higher than the other party. The other party was just an ordinary 7-star almighty, while he was an 8-star king. In addition to his combat experience and trump cards, he had completely surpassed the other party. Therefore, he wouldn't lose this battle either. "Even now, you still want to kill us?" The Crimson Dragon sneered. Lin Xian's voice was also cold. "I've already killed more than one late-stage 8-star king tier. So, do you have any last words? If you can tell me your plan and the mastermind behind it, I can consider giving you a quick death later." Courting death. Lin Xian's words thoroughly infuriated the Myriad Blade Monarch. Lin Xian's confident attitude made him very angry. "Kill!" With a cold shout, the Myriad Blade King charged over with a sky full of blade lights. He was really mad. He had to kill these two despicable people in front of him. Only then would he be able to vent the hatred in his heart. "Since you want to die, then don't blame me." Lin Xian's expression turned cold when he saw his opponent charging at him again. He executed the heaven-battling divine fist. The terrifying fist blasted forward, causing the entire world to tremble. A terrifying shattering sound could be heard as the sky was continuously shattered. The blade lights around the Myriad Blade Monarch were also shattered into pieces. This was the heaven-battling divine fist. Coupled with the power of the 9-yang divine body, it was extremely terrifying. "Damn it, this kid's fist is so scary." The Myriad Blade Monarch's expression changed drastically. When he was an invincible king, he did not realize it. But now that his cultivation was suppressed, he realized that the other party was too strong. No one below the invincible king tier was a match for him. Damn it. There was a trace of fear in his heart. "I don't believe it. I'm an invincible king. Even if my cultivation realm falls, I can definitely kill an ant." The Myriad Blade Monarch continued to hypnotize himself. His aura was getting stronger and stronger, as if it was going to break through the sky. However, there were mysterious runes between heaven and earth that firmly sealed his cultivation. He could not break through it all. "Damn it, taste my venomous dragon spike." The Myriad Blade Monarch took out a treasure from his storage ring. It was a black venomous spike that was as long as an arm. It was covered with black scales, looking extremely ferocious and terrifying. Buzz. The Myriad Blade Monarch formed a seal and quickly activated the venomous dragon spike. The venomous dragon seemed to have come alive as it continued to grow. It turned into a black dragon that was 100 feet long and roared in the sky. "Kill him." This was a heaven-grade treasure that was extremely terrifying. There was a dragon's soul sealed inside. Roar. Sure enough, after the venomous dragon spike turned into a dragon, it roared, and a terrifying demonic sound rang out between heaven and earth. A pressure that came from the soul was quickly produced. "Kid, go to hell." The Myriad Blade Monarch roared with a ferocious expression. This dragon's soul was a powerful demon king, and it was the soul of an invincible demon king. It was sealed inside by a saint and formed into a treasure. It was extremely terrifying. He did not believe that the other party could withstand the soul of an invincible king. Roar. After the dragon's roar, another loud and clear sound rang out between heaven and earth. This sound was several times stronger than before. Between heaven and earth, an invisible wave of air rolled, and the Myriad Blade Monarch's body trembled. His face became terrified. Damn it, what's this sound? It's actually a dragon's roar. He did not believe that it was released by the venomous dragon spike, because the venomous dragon spike only sealed a dragon which was worlds apart from a real dragon. A mere dragon dares to be arrogant in front of me? The crimson dragon floated in the sky, its eyes filled with disdain. It roared again, and its voice shook the 9 heavens. Damn it, it's that snake. He can actually let out a dragon's roar. The myriad blade monarch's eyes widened, and his face was filled with fear and shock. Previously, he thought that the other party was just a snake, but now it seemed that it was definitely not the case. The other party's dragon's roar was too terrifying. It was even more terrifying than an invincible king's dragon. What is the other party? Could it really be a dragon? He did not dare to imagine. Are there really dragons in this world? Other than the legend of the nest of 10,000 dragons, he had never seen a real dragon appear in this world. While the myriad blade monarch was in shock, the venomous dragon spike in the sky was also trembling nonstop. Although that soul was an invincible king, how could it compare to the crimson dragon in terms of aura and pressure? At this moment, the light on the venomous dragon spike dimmed a lot. Damn it, so what if it's a dragon? In the face of absolute strength, everything would be destroyed. The myriad blade monarch grabbed the venomous dragon spike and stabbed it out. Between heaven and earth, countless black Jiao dragons rushed out. He was really crazy. He used all his strength and poured it into the venomous dragon spike. Chapter 26:45. The sky was filled with black dragon shadows, and they roared. The entire world trembled, as if it was about to fall. Humph! The crimson dragon used the dragon race's great divine ability to fight back. Any black dragon shadows that got close to him were all destroyed. Lin Xian was even more terrifying. He used the chaotic yin-yang steps to form yin-yang qi and walked in the void as he quickly charged over. Every black dragon phantom he encountered was blasted apart by a single punch. Boom, boom. Tens of thousands of thunderous sounds rang out, making people tremble. The terrifying collision erupted with countless rays of light. Fortunately, this was a strange space. Otherwise, the real world would have been destroyed long ago. Whoosh! Lin Xian finally reached the front. He looked at the thousand-blade king with a cold smile. Countless sword chi exploded from his body. He was like a sword god, fighting against the blade light. The thousand-blade king's expression changed when he felt the sword chi. So terrifying. The sword chi was too sharp. It even surpassed the blade light that he had cultivated for 1,000 or 2,000 years. He found it hard to believe. When he saw the sword god's gaze, his heart trembled. What kind of gaze was that? It was like an emperor looking down on the world. Heaven battling divine fist. One punch to break the sky. Lin Xian waved his fist, and the terrifying fist emitted light. Countless sword chi turned into mysterious runes and fell together with Lin Xian's movements. This punch had the power to shatter the starry sky and swallow mountains and rivers. This was the 9 yang divine body. It was too terrifying. It was the purest yang divine body. The thousand-blade king's body trembled. At this moment, it was as if he had seen an emperor. He could not help but want to kneel down. Damn it! Hold it in. The blade light exploded from within the thousand-blade king's body and stopped him from having such thoughts. His body was covered in cold sweat. The sword god was too terrifying. Kill! He roared and tried to stay awake. He waved the venomous dragon spike and stabbed out crazily. Venomous dragon breaks the sky. Boom! The two collided. The sky collapsed, and the earth cracked, destroying everything. Roar! A miserable cry rang out. The soul of the black serpent dragon let out a miserable cry. Even the shadow of the black dragon kept tumbling in the air. The venom dragon spike was sent flying, and the myriad blade king was sent flying. He couldn't help but spit out a mouthful of blood. His hair was disheveled, and his armor was dyed red with blood. His face was extremely pale, and he was in an extremely sorry state. Damn it! Damn it! The Myriad Blade King was so angry that he vomited blood. The Myriad Blade King was so angry that his entire body was trembling. However, not long after, he revealed a sinister smile. That was because he discovered that there were no cracks on his body, nor were his bones shattered. This scene made him go wild with joy. It seemed that only his cultivation was suppressed, but his life rating could not be suppressed. In other words, his body was still that of an invincible king. Thinking of this, he smiled proudly. Ha ha! Brat, do you think you can win by suppressing my cultivation? With your strength, you won't be able to break through my defense. I can't break through your defense? So what? Today, I'm going to beat you up. Lin Xian snorted coldly. He waved his hand and said, "Ruse along, attack together, torture him to death." Ha 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 ha. Ben Huang can't wait any longer. When the Crimson Dragon heard this, it also roared excitedly. With a swing of its dragon tail, it rushed forward and took a palm from Lin Xian. The Myriad Blade King could have dodged this move. However, at the same time, Lin Xian's fist came crashing over. He had seen the power of the other party's fist, so of course he did not dare to be careless. Therefore, he could only take Lin Xian's fist head-on. At the same time, he kept dodging. Bang! Slap! Although he blocked Lin Xian's fist, he was slapped by the Crimson Dragon. Immediately, his body spun in the air and flew backward. The Crimson Dragon kept swinging its hand. Damn it! Old Shaw's skin is too thick. Ben Huang's hand hurt from the slap. Bang! The Myriad Blade King had just stood up. When he heard that, he spat out a mouthful of blood. His entire body was trembling with anger. Ah, damn it! I'm going to kill you. However, what welcomed him was Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon's crazy attacks. The two of them knew that they could not break the other party's defense, so they directly slapped the other party's face. They wanted to ruthlessly slap the other party's face. Sure enough, not long after, the Myriad Blade King's face was slapped more than a dozen times. Every slap made a deafening sound. However, his life level was extremely high, so he would not be injured at all. Therefore, after more than a dozen slaps, his face was incomparably red, like a pig's liver. Of course, it was not because he was beaten, but because he was angry. He was so angry that he was about to vomit blood. He felt that his lungs were about to explode. Damn it, this old thing's skin is too thick. If I can't use my hands, I'll just use my feet to hit him. Lin Xian changed his strategy. The Crimson Dragon also directly swung its dragon tail and whipped it at the other party. Lin Xian raised his leg and kicked the other party. Bang, bang, bang. From the beginning to the end, the Myriad Blade King was suppressed by the two of them. If others saw this scene, they would probably be scared to death, because this was an invincible king. Two 7-star mighty figures were actually beating up an invincible king. No matter how one looked at it, it was like a dream. Ah, go to hell. The Myriad Blade King was finally angry. He took out a broken treasure. This was a broken treasure of a sage. As soon as it appeared, the pressure of a sage was overwhelming, and it directly forced Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon to retreat. The broken treasure box floated beside the Myriad Blade King. The Myriad Blade King's eyes were red, and he kept panting. I must tear you into pieces. Not only the two of you, but I won't let go of anyone related to the two of you. I want to kill all of them. He screamed like a madman. TSK, you think you can scare us with a mere sage's fragment? The Crimson Dragon snorted coldly. He directly took out a broken treasure pagoda. Lin Xian also took out the sage's hand bone, sage's fragments, and there were 2 of them. The myriad blade king was extremely shocked, and his face instantly turned green. Damn it, the other party's foundation is too rich. 2 7-star mighty figures actually have something like a sage's fragment. One had to know that not every invincible king would have a sage's fragment. It could be said that it was very precious, but the other party took out 2 in an instant. How was he going to fight? Sure enough, his fragment was directly suppressed in the void and could not reflect at all. Lin Xian took out Flower Protector again, and the corners of his mouth curled up into a cold smile. Do you really think that I can't break your defense? He gently shook the bell, and a demonic sound turned into a terrifying sound wave, sword chi, that rushed forward. Bang, poof. The myriad blade king struck out countless blade lights to resist it, but soon he was sent flying. The armor on his body was damaged. Damn it, what is this? Flower Protector. Could it be the legendary great weapon, Flower Protector? He was extremely terrified. The other party even has such an ancient weapon? Damn it. Galaxy Seal. The myriad blade king quickly formed a seal, and the blade lights in the sky revolved around his hand, forming a galaxy. At this moment, the myriad blade king's power was displayed. Like the Galaxy War King, he was extraordinary. Chapter 2646. He pushed his palm forward, pushing the entire Milky Way to resist the sound wave attack. With a loud clang, an earth-shattering collision sound was heard. He blocked the wave of attack. Looking at this scene, the Thousand-Blade King heaved a sigh of relief. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. What a terrifying seal. As expected of an invincible king, even if his cultivation was suppressed, he was still so powerful. One should know that an ordinary late-stage 8-star powerhouse would have been killed by him. The other party could hold on for so long. It could be said that he definitely had the foundation and combat experience of an invincible king. However, the other party was no longer an invincible king. Therefore, he still had a way to kill the other party. Sure enough, in the next moment, he tore open the seal of the Flower Protector. Instantly, the terrifying sound wave, sword chi, became even more terrifying. Boom, boom, boom. Countless black holes appeared in the Milky Way diagram in the sky, and those Milky Ways became dim. Damn it, the power became stronger again. The Thousand-Blade King kept retreating. The armor on his body was directly penetrated, and a few bloody holes appeared. Blood flowed out. Finally, under the attack of the Flower Protector, he was finally injured. This scene caused him to be terrified. It seemed that the other party had the ability to kill him. This made him feel a strong sense of fear. He turned around and wanted to escape. As long as he left this array, as long as he left this strange spirit boat and appeared in the real world outside, he would still be an invincible king. He would still be an invincible existence. He would no longer be afraid of the other party. Therefore, he had to leave this place quickly. The saber slashed out, tearing apart heaven and earth. A huge black hole appeared. The Thousand-Blade King's body swayed and flew in. He wanted to leave this space, but soon he was blasted out by a punch. Now, you still want to run? From the moment you stepped into this formation, your fate has already been judged. This is the place where you will perish. Lin Xian's body emitted thousands of rays of light, and his cold voice sounded. Lin Xian threw the Flower Protector to the Crimson Dragon, letting him control the Flower Protector to kill the Thousand-Blade King. As for himself, he pulled out the ancient Dragon Abyss sword. His entire body was surrounded by sword light, and he rushed over like a god of death. Seeing that the other party had abandoned Flower Protector and dared to attack him, the Myriad Blade King also roared crazily. Without Flower Protector, he wasn't afraid of them. Therefore, in the next moment, he pointed his finger forward. Blade God's finger. Then, He stretched out a finger, which contained a supreme, profound intent. Together with the saber light that filled the sky, it blasted forward. Boom. This finger attack was too terrifying. It was even more terrifying than the saber light unleashed by the thousand-saber monarch. Clearly, this was a finger formed from the essence of countless saber lights. Go to hell, brat. The myriad blade, King revealed a ferocious expression once again. His opponent's physical defense was not as good as his. If his opponent was hit by his finger of the saber god, both body and soul would be destroyed. Ninefold Thunder Sword. The current Lin Xian was still able to use the third stage of the Ninefold Thunder Sword. Along with his sword light, a sea of lightning surged. Streaks of lightning sword chi transformed into lightning dragons that roared incessantly. It dashed through the void and charged towards the saber god's finger. Crack! The incomparably terrifying and extremely sharp divine saber finger was actually cut off with a single slash. The saber god's finger was cut off. The myriad blade king's finger was also broken, and it was strangely deformed. He grunted and was pushed back. He did not care about the wound on his finger. What shocked him more was that his opponent's strength and sword chi could actually break his saber god's finger. It was too terrifying. If his opponent had broken it with the flower protector, he could still accept it. After all, the flower protector was an ancient weapon. It had killed many terrifying experts, but now his opponent had broken his saber god's finger with just his own strength. Could it be that his opponent had reached such a terrifying stage? Are you very powerful? You relied on the strength of an invincible king to chase after me. Do you really think you can kill me? You only relied on your cultivation of over 2,000 years. If you were at the same cultivation level as me, I could kill you with a single slash. Therefore, in front of me, you have no right to be arrogant. If I had lived for 2,000 years, I would have become a sage long ago. I could kill you with a single slap. Moreover, you are not an invincible king now. Do you think you can still fight against me now? Lin Xian's voice was cold. Damn brat, don't be complacent. Do you think you can kill me just because you broke one of my fingers? You are too naive. My trump card is not something you can imagine. The thousand-saber king roared crazily, being repeatedly slapped in the face by a junior. This feeling was extremely unpleasant. Not only was he unhappy, he was about to go crazy from anger. And if I was in my full state, I could kill you in one move. The thousand-saber king was filled with hatred. The biggest mistake in his life was to enter the other party's spirit boat. And Lin Xian sneered. The 9-layered thunder sword danced crazily. Behind him, 3 huge thunder swords rushed forward. The power of the great dragon sword spirit, coupled with the sky-high price sword, plus the 5 seals of the ancient dragon abyss sword. That power was extremely terrifying. The thousand-saber king resisted with difficulty and kept retreating. Lin Xian, on the other hand, shifted his position. In the end, he descended from the sky like a god and kicked the Million Blades monarch in the stomach with 1 foot. This kick not only contained the power of the 9-yang divine body, there was also the shadow of a dragon on the sole of his foot. 2 powerful forces collided with each other. Boom! The other party's armor shattered. The thousand-saber king's body smashed into the ground like a meteor. Puff! The thousand-saber king kept vomiting blood as he roared crazily. Lin Xian waved his 5 fingers. The 5 elements sword technique formed the 5 elements seal and directly enveloped the thousand-saber king, suppressing him. Humph! After that, Lin Xian raised his foot and stepped on the thousand-saber king's head. I am an ant. Then now that I am stepping on your head, what are you? Trash among the ants? Lin Xian revealed a cold smile. Time was indeed a good thing. It could allow some trash to use the advantage of time to climb to a high position. But in the end, trash was still trash. When he lost the power of time, in front of a peerless genius, he could not withstand a single blow. You are just a trash who took advantage of time, and you dare to be arrogant in front of me. Lin Xian's voice was abnormally cold. It was like a cold sword, piercing into the Thousand Saber King's heart. He was despised. He was actually despised by the other party. Moreover, he was called trash by the other party. The Thousand Saber King's lungs were about to explode from anger. That's right, he was about to explode from anger. The blood in his body was tumbling, and he had suffered serious internal injuries. There was no other way. He had already lived for more than 2,000 years and had become an invincible king. It could be said that he was laughing at the same price. Back then, when he was young, he was also a shocking genius. His path was smooth sailing, and he became an invincible king. But now, he was actually being despised by a kid in his 20s. He was called trash. How could he endure this? Chapter 26:47. Kid, you've become so eloquent. You can't kill me. As long as I leave the spiritual boat, it will be your death. The Thousand-Blade King's voice was cold. His eyes were like two peerless heavenly blades as he stared at Lin Xian. Do you think you can survive today? The dark red divine dragon also snorted coldly. He activated Flower Protector and charged forward. Boom, boom, boom. The Thousand-Blade King looked like he was struck by lightning as a few more bloody holes appeared on his body. However, at this time, a mysterious heavenly blade diagram formed on his body. He quickly rose into the air and fought against Flower Protector. Do you really think I don't have any more trump cards? Flower Protector is powerful, but with your strength, you can't unleash its power. That's why you're ants. You don't even know how to use the treasure in your hands. The Thousand-Blade King laughed maniacally again. Without Flower Protector, how could he kill him? At most, he could humiliate him. He would definitely get his revenge. Do you think I can't kill you without Flower Protector? Lin Xian waved his hand and recalled the Saint's hand bone to suppress the Thousand-Blade King to prevent him from escaping. As for the Saint's fragment, he could use the pagoda fragment to block it. The Saint's fragment? Seeing this scene, the Myriad Blade King was also extremely frightened. If his opponent used the Saint's fragment, he could really threaten him. However, he wouldn't just sit there and wait for death. He snorted coldly as tens of thousands of rays of light shot into the sky. The Thousand-Blade Domain also appeared as he tried to break free from the Five Elements seal. However, Lin Xian used the Saint's hand bone to suppress the Scimitar Domain, so the Thousand-Blade King couldn't escape at all. Buzz. With a flash of light, Lin Xian unlocked the sixth seal on the ancient Dragon Abyss sword. A terrifying sword light shot into the sky. Feeling this sword light, the Crimson Dragon spat out saliva. The Thousand-Blade King was also shocked. His opponent, Amir Almighty, was able to unleash such sword chi. It was indeed surprising. He snorted coldly. You want to kill me with this little bit of sword chi? You can try. You probably can't even break through my defense. Bang. Without saying a word, the sword slashed towards his neck. Instantly, a terrifying vibration sounded. The 10,000-Blade King was in so much pain that he kept rolling on the ground. The 10,000-Blade Domain emitted a cold light, but it was suppressed by the Saint's hand bone. Lin Xian did not use any bone attacks. Instead, he used all his strength to suppress his opponent. He knew that the trump cards of a peerless realm cultivator were extremely terrifying. He had to suppress his opponent in order to kill him. Buzz, the ancient Dragon Abyss sword, which had its 6 seals removed, emitted a resplendent light. As Lin Xian swung his arm, it ruthlessly slashed forward. With a clang, The sword landed on the opponent's head, emitting a thunderous sound. The flying spark sword pierced through the void. Countless large cracks appeared in the surrounding space. This sword was extremely terrifying. The myriad blade king was also struck until he saw stars and felt dizzy. However, his head did not split open. There was only a shallow scar on his head. Brat, I've said it before. It's useless. You can't break through my defense at all. The myriad blade king revealed a ferocious expression. His eyes were bloodshot like a demon. No matter what you did to me today, when I catch you, I'll return it 10 times, 100 times. I'll let you taste the consequences of offending me. Damn it, old man, your skin is so thick. Lin Xian also frowned. Even the 6 seals could not hurt his opponent. This peerless realm cultivator's defense was truly terrifying. It seemed that he could only use the great dragon sword soul. Lin Xian sighed. His expression became extremely solemn. Within his body, a dragon's roar could be heard. Hearing this sound, the myriad blade king's expression changed. Damn it, dragon's roar. How could this guy use dragon's roar? Previously, he was already shocked by the crimson dragon's roar. However, he did not expect that this human brat in front of him could also use dragon's roar. What was going on? Could it be that the other party was not human? At this moment, he was indeed stunned. However, what made him even more shocked was yet to come, because in front of Lin Xian, a sword shadow appeared. The dragon-like sword shadow was very mysterious and emitted a monstrous killing intent. The moment it appeared, the myriad blade king's body turned cold, as if he had fallen into a 10,000-year-old ice cave. Damn it, what was that sword shadow? Finally, fear appeared in his eyes, because he felt that his life was in danger. How could there be such a terrifying thing in his opponent's body? Seeing the other party's frightened eyes, Lin Xian revealed a cold smile. What? Now you still think that I can't kill you? Damn brat. How dare you attack me? The myriad blade king screamed. He did feel that his life was in danger. How about this? The 2 of us discuss. You let me go, and from now on, I won't attack you anymore. How about it? He was really afraid and began to negotiate with the other party. Now you want to negotiate with me? When you were chasing me before, did you think of negotiating with me? A dignified, peerless realm cultivator shamelessly chased after a rising star like me. Don't you feel embarrassed? Now you want to negotiate? Too late. Today will be the day of your death. Lin Xian sneered, and the killing intent on his body became more and more intense. The dragon-shaped sword shadow in front of him bloomed with a primordial power. Humph, brat, I admit that you have many trump cards, but if you really want to kill me, it won't be that easy. The myriad blade king roared, and a mysterious blade pattern appeared on his body. It seemed that he wanted to counterattack. Lin Xian didn't give him a chance at all. He grabbed the dragon-shaped sword shadow and slashed at the other party's head. Pung! The dragon's roar, and the sword's cry rang out, and a peerless sword light filled the sky, piercing through all directions. This sword was incomparably terrifying. Crack! Ah! The myriad blade king screamed miserably, and blood burst out, dyeing the surrounding void red. Lin Xian frowned. He realized that this sword had indeed injured the other party. However, it didn't directly split open the other party's head. It only split open a third of the head. The physique of an peerless realm cultivator was actually this strong. Lin Xian was shocked. It seemed that he had underestimated an peerless realm cultivator. Fortunately, he had many trump cards. Otherwise, the consequences of rashly starting a fight with an peerless realm cultivator would be terrifying. Brat, I want you dead. The myriad blade king crazily burned his spiritual energy. At this moment, he was really going all out. Otherwise, his body would really be split open. Boom, boom. Terrifying power surged out, and his split-open head quickly healed. At the same time, it formed a huge rebound force that acted on the ancient Dragon Abyss sword. The ancient sword trembled, and countless sword chi were emitted. Lin Xian's arm was also numb from the shock. However, his eyes also burst out with a cold light. Even now, he still wanted to resist. Peng! He activated the great dragon sword soul with all his might, and the dragon-shaped sword shadow exploded with unparalleled power. Sword after sword, Lin Xian crazily attacked, and finally, the Myriad Blade King was split in half. Ah! The Myriad Blade King crazily screamed, as an peerless realm cultivator. So what if he was split in half? As long as a small part was intact, he could recover. Boom! His body wanted to quickly heal, but not long later, he screamed in horror. Chapter 2648. Damn it, how was that possible? It couldn't heal. His body couldn't heal at all. There was a sharp sword, aura, left on the sword mark that he couldn't erase. What kind of sword aura was that? What kind of sword technique was that? What was that sword shadow? Why was it more powerful than his 2,000 years of sword light? He didn't know. The Thousand-Blade King was in despair. Did he really have to give up his body? The next moment, he stared at Lin Xian and revealed a sinister smile. Kid, you actually made me lose my body. I won't let you go. However, I'll enjoy your body. There was a sinister aura in his voice. The Thousand-Blade King knew how terrifying an invincible king's body was. His defense was terrifying. If the other party didn't have such a mysterious sword shadow, he wouldn't be able to break through his defense. Not only that, the blood contained endless power. Therefore, the Thousand-Blade King didn't want to give up his body unless it was a last resort. But now he was seriously injured. Moreover, although the other party was young and only a 7-star powerhouse, he had too many secrets. If he could snatch the other party's body, it wouldn't take him a few years to become an invincible king again. More importantly, his body couldn't heal at all, and his life would be threatened. Therefore, the Thousand-Blade King decided to go all out. His soul rushed out of his body and turned into a torrent, rushing toward Lin Xian. Kid, go to hell! He flashed a ferocious smile and disappeared into Lin Xian's head in an instant. Not good! Soul possession. The Crimson Dragon was shocked. He didn't expect the other party to be so decisive. He abandoned the invincible king's body and wanted to possess Lin Xian's body. However, his expression was very strange. Lin Xian's soul power was very powerful, and he had the heavenly secret divine eyes. It wasn't weaker than an invincible king's soul. However, the other party was also an invincible king. He was probably very terrifying. Therefore, he didn't know what the final result would be. He couldn't help. The battle of souls was very dangerous, and it was in Lin Xian's mind. He could only wait at the side. This kid should be fine, right? The Crimson Dragon had nothing to do, so it could only use Flower Protector to completely shatter Million Blade King's body. At the same time, he used the dragon race's great ability to absorb the surrounding blood. This was the blood of an invincible king, and the energy it contained was extremely terrifying. While the Crimson Dragon was on the move, Lin Xian was in great danger. He never expected that the other party would actually dare to seize his body. In an instant, a translucent figure appeared in his mind amidst the endless chaos. It was the Million Blade King. He looked around and laughed loudly. Brat, get the hell out here. Once I destroy your soul, your body will be mine. Don't worry, I will make good use of your body and become a saint. He could see that the other party had great potential. It would not be difficult for him to become an invincible king. He could even become a saint. This made him very excited. One had to know that even though he had become an undefeatable king a long time ago, It was extremely difficult for him to take another step forward. However, with this body, things were different. Humph, you want to seize my soul? You really don't know what's good for you. Lin Xian sneered. In the next moment, a pair of golden eyes slowly appeared in the endless void. It was like the eyes of a god looking down. Damn it, what is this thing? Million Blade King was shocked, and his face became extremely ugly. He was now in his soul state, and ordinary attacks really could not hurt him. However, the pair of golden eyes in front of him had a mysterious power. It was a great threat to him. In fact, this threat was not weaker than the dragon-shaped sword shadow. Damn it, why does this brat have so many secrets in his body? In addition to the sword shadow, there was also a pair of golden eyes. What kind of eyes are these? Million Blade King was about to go crazy. However, since he had already entered, he would not let this go. He formed a seal with his palms and launched a soul attack. Soul Harvest. Many soul blades appeared on his body. There were a total of 9 of them, and they spun quickly, attacking Lin Xian's soul. In his opinion, no matter how strong the other party was. So, what if he had many trump cards? The two of them were not on the same level at all. He was an invincible king, and the other party was only a 7-star almighty. There was a real gap in the soul between the two of them. He could easily crush the other party and destroy the other party's soul. Ha ha! Go to hell! The 9 soul blades spun quickly and crazily. However, they suddenly burst into flames in midair. They burned fiercely. These soul blades were evolved from the soul of the Million Blade King. Once they were burned, the Million Blade King's soul directly screamed. He was rolling in midair. He was extremely frightened. Damn it, how is this possible? How can he hurt me? He was too shocked. Why is the other party's soul so strange? You don't know what's good for you. Go to hell. Lin Xian's voice was cold, and his pair of golden eyes looked down on all living things. In his left eye, golden runes spun, and the floating light secret technique was activated instantly. Buzz, the Million Blade King's soul, was pulled into a strange space. This space was not big, and it was just a small black room. The dim light flickered uncertainly. The Million Blade King was surprised to find that his whole body was hanging in the half-red room. His 4 limbs were bound by soul chains, and he could not move at all. In front of him, there was a pair of invisible hands controlling all kinds of weapons and stabbing at his body crazily. Damn it, soul space. You can actually create a soul space. He was simply too shocked. This was an extremely terrifying secret soul technique. You know quite a lot. Since this is the case, I don't need to explain too much. This is my floating light space. In here, a moment outside is equivalent to 100 years here. From now on, you will receive 100 years of 10,000 arrows piercing your heart. Puff, 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 a miserable sound rang out. The Million Blade King screamed again and again, but he could not struggle at all, because this was not a real injury, but an illusion. It was an illusion that he could not resist. However, this pain was real. It could be said that it was extremely strange. A moment was 100 years. This time, the Million Blade King could be said to be incomparably miserable. The outside world paused for 3 seconds. In other words, the Million Blade King endured 300 years of 10,000 arrows piercing his heart. Then, a soul flame jumped out from the right eye of the golden eye in the sky. Soul burning. Huff ah! The Million Blade King, who had just come out of the illusion space, screamed again. This time, he screamed even more miserably, because this was not an illusion, but a soul attack. It directly ignited his soul. He wanted to extinguish it, but he could not do so. In the end, he turned into nothingness amidst the soul flames that filled the sky. He was completely killed and disappeared. With his soul destroyed, the Million Blade King could no longer revive. An invincible king who stood at the peak of the continent, was killed by a 7-star almighty, by a young genius. If this news spread out, it would probably shock the entire continent. Chapter 2649. Lin Xian slowly exhaled. His face was pale as he rubbed his head. This battle was not easy for him at all. He had used up a lot of his soul power, and he did not have much spiritual power left in his body. At this moment, he had used up all his trump cards. He had no choice. His opponent was an invincible king, the most powerful existence in the king competition. It was not easy to kill such a person, but in the end, he succeeded. "Kid, you're awake." Seeing Lin Xian's body move, the Crimson Dragon also flew over. "Are you all right? Where's that old bastard? I've killed him. From now on, there's no king of 10,000 blades. Is he dead? That's great." The Crimson Dragon was also excited. No matter how arrogant he was, he's finally dead. In that case, even if we encounter an invincible king in the future, we won't have to be afraid. Just suppress him. Activate the array formation, suppress his cultivation, and destroy him. The Crimson Dragon was too excited. That's definitely a super powerful trump card. One had to know that their current strength was not enough to compete with an invincible king. However, if their cultivation was suppressed, they would be able to kill him. The corner of Lin Xian's mouth twitched. How could it be that easy? I've used up a quarter of my resources in one go. If a few more invincible kings appear, I won't have any resources left. He shook his head. He did not want to use that unless it was absolutely necessary. Speaking of resources, his eyes suddenly lit up. "That guy's storage ring? It's here. Let's see what treasures are inside." Lin Xian took it and probed it, but he was soon ejected. That was because there was a protective seal on the storage ring. It belonged to an invincible king. "Humph, I've already killed the king of 10,000 blades, let alone a mere seal." Lin Xian snorted coldly. A piercing sword light burst out from his eyes and directly pierced through the seal. In the next moment, his soul probed in. Then he exclaimed in surprise, "Wow, I've struck gold." He was too excited because this storage ring was truly a huge treasure trove. Even he was dazzled by it. The Crimson Dragon's soul also probed inside. In the next moment, he exclaimed, "Damn, is this the wealth of an unrivaled king? That was way too powerful. Damn it. Now all I want to do is rob invincible kings." He also cried out in surprise. Previously, they had killed many peerless almighties. Among them, the Crimson Dragon was getting more and more picky. He was only interested in the storage rings of the 4 great warlords. However, compared to an invincible king, the 4 war monarchs were nothing. Even if the items in the 4 great kings' rings were added together, they wouldn't have half of what this invincible king had. Lin Xian was even more delighted. This storage ring directly replenished a quarter of the resources he had used. Moreover, it had given him a lot more. He did a quick calculation and found that the entire ring of holding was equivalent to 1/3 of his total resources. Needless to say, it really made him shocked and excited. It seemed that it was not impossible to use this method to kill invincible kings in the future. Only a quarter of it was consumed, and the harvest was even greater. This was definitely a profitable business. Of course, this was just a thought. He wouldn't casually provoke an ordinary invincible king. However, if someone like the Million-Blade Monarch came to kill him, he wouldn't hold back. After removing the formation, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon once again landed on the black earth. The two of them didn't go out, but instead sat cross-legged and cultivated. While Lin Xian was in the process of killing the Million-Blade Monarch's soul, the Crimson Dragon had already used the pagoda fragment to collect the Million-Blade Monarch's saint fragment. This was another huge treasure. They now had 3 saint fragments in their hands and many heaven-tier treasures, especially the million-blade monarch's blue longsword, which was a medium-grade heaven-tier treasure. With so many treasures in hand, and Hong, mystical dragon, was pleasantly surprised. He already had an idea. He was prepared to use these treasures and the saint fragment to form a super powerful killing formation. A killing formation formed by a deity fragment and a heaven-tier treasure would definitely be terrifying to the extreme. It might even be able to kill invincible kings. Thinking of this, he was very excited. He had to implement this idea. On the other side, Lin Xian began to swallow all kinds of treasures to quickly recover his strength. In fact, while Lin Xian was fighting with the million-blade monarch on the other side, a door opened in the sky. A few figures descended. They were the elites of the Immortal Palace. This time, there were 2 protectors. The Great Protector, the 6 protectors, and a figure. It was a woman in a black dress, and her face was covered by a black veil. However, the aura on her body wasn't any weaker than the 2 protectors. Obviously, she was also an invincible king. As soon as the 3 of them descended, their gazes swept across all directions. Soon, they all frowned. Sure enough, someone had sealed off this area. "Let's do it and send a message to the Yi family," the Great Protector said in a deep voice. The 6 protectors took out exquisite artifacts and began to prepare to send the message. The appearance of these 3 people also attracted the attention of the mysterious forces. "Oh no, an invincible king has appeared." In the sky, exclamations could be heard. Soon, in a certain mountain peak, a few mysterious people in black robes quickly moved out. These 3 people were extremely terrifying. They tore through the void and charged out. These were 3 invincible kings. Soon, they discovered the Great Protector and the others. With a furious roar, they directly attacked without saying anything. Buzz, a long sword streaked across the sky, emitting an aura that made people tremble. Countless sword lights pierced through the void and slashed downwards. The scene was extremely terrifying. Another person formed a seal with his palm, forming a mountain and river that slammed down from the sky. The last person opened his mouth and spat out a black sea that enveloped the Great Protector and the others. As soon as they attacked, the 3 of them were going for the kill. Obviously, they wouldn't give the other party any chance. The other party's 3 invincible kings had come here for no reason. It was obviously related to the Yi family. They would definitely not let the Yi family have any reaction. Old 6, send the message. Little Wu, and I will fight against them. The Great Protector took a step forward and took out a red spear. With a thrust of the spear, the sword lights that filled the sky instantly shattered. The terrifying black sea was also torn apart. The Great Protector charged towards the 2 invincible kings alone. The woman in the black dress also stretched out her jade-like hand and struck out with a mysterious palm technique. She fought against the black-robed man who used the seal of mountains and rivers. Courting death, the 2 invincible kings were furious. The other party wanted to fight the 2 of them alone? What a joke! They were all invincible kings. How dare he fight the 2 of them alone? The 2 of them revealed sinister smiles and decided to use the fiercest method to kill the other party. One of them summoned a black ocean, which transformed into terrifying demonic beasts. Its huge body stood up from the sea, emitting a monstrous, murderous aura. It pounced towards the Great Protector. The other person's sword light was even more piercing, as if it was a peerless, immortal light. Chapter 2650. The Great Protector's expression was cold. With a cold snort, the red spear in his hand erupted with endless blood light. His aura also erupted from his body. He was like a supreme divine king, sweeping in all directions. Boom, boom, boom. After an intense battle, the Great Protector was actually not at a disadvantage. This made the two black-robed men's faces full of shock. Damn it, the third black-robed man was also stunned. Who was this person? How could she be so strong? He separated a wisp of his soul and looked to the side. Humph! A cold voice sounded. You should be worried about yourself. Countless runes flickered in the black-robed woman's palm, forming a white jade pagoda that directly suppressed down. With a bang, the opponent was sent flying. Damn it! The black-robed man roared, bringing the mountains and rivers with him as he charged over again. The battle between the two was extremely terrifying. Later on, the six protectors activated a terrifying forbidden artifact and began to send news to the Yi family. The Yi family was an ancient family, an emperor family. They ruled countless territories, and no one dared to provoke them. The place they were in had huge spirit veins surrounded by spirit mountains, and spirit springs gushed out. It could be said to be a paradise on earth. At this moment, in the sky above the Yi family, space suddenly split open. Runes interweaved and covered the sky. Seeing this scene, the Yi family's elders rushed into the sky. Who dares to behave atrociously in my Yi family? Following this voice, 8 elders appeared in the sky. Their auras were sharp. In the mountains and rivers below the Yi family, countless formations flickered. It was clear that the situation was not right. They would immediately activate the Great Protector formation and attack. The Yi family's disciples and martial artists also raised their heads and discussed spiritedly. Someone actually dared to act recklessly in my Yi family? What was going on? Where did the big crack come from? These people were discussing, but in the crack, countless runes interweaved, and a voice sounded. Yi family's friend, there is no need to panic. I am Immortal Palace's protector. This time, Immortal Palace's master came to Eastern Wasteland and discovered that your Yi family's sacred body, Yi Wudao, is being chased by a mysterious force. Therefore, we hurried over to deliver the news. What? Wudao is being chased? Hearing this, the Yi family's elders were stunned. Their eyes were filled with vigilance. You say you are from Immortal Palace. How do you prove it? Besides, who dares to chase after our Wudao? They didn't quite believe it. Believe it or not, you'll know once you get out. The area within a radius of a few million miles around the Yi residence had already been sealed off. No news could be transmitted over. We used Immortal Palace's restricted artifact, using tremendous magical force to tear open space and enter. What? The Yi family had been sealed off. The elders didn't believe it. They hurriedly sent people to investigate what was going on. Teams flew out one after another. They rode on clouds, immortal cranes, and spirit boats moving out quickly. Soon, the news arrived. Oh no, a mysterious man is sniping us. It's over. The 8 elders' faces fell, and they hurriedly contacted Tyrannical and the others. Although they hadn't contacted Leaf Dowdenier for a long time, they didn't think anything unexpected had happened. After all, in the entire world, who would dare to make a move against the Yi clan? But this time, the situation was really beyond their expectations. Not good. Elder, I can't contact the Saint Physique. They knew something had happened because Tyrannical couldn't get in touch. That was impossible. Unless someone had cut off the connection or Tyrannical was being hunted down. But in reality, both had happened. Fellow Taoists from Immortal Palace, do you know where Tyrannical is? The Yi clan elders hurriedly asked. They were truly too anxious. We don't know yet. However, I think you should first destroy the surrounding spell formation. At the very least, you should be able to send news in. Otherwise, you'll never find Leaf Dowdenier. Many thanks to Immortal Palace for the warning. The Yi clan elders' eyes shone brightly as they hurried to action. Boom! The entire Yi clan rang out with the sound of a bell. The Yi clan immediately took action. Countless elders and geniuses came out of seclusion one after another. Even the clan leader was startled. Soon, the clan lord called for a clan meeting. When they learned that Leif Daudenier's life was in danger, they all grew nervous. Attack. Wipe out everything in the area. Bring your holy weapons. I'll discuss this with the supreme elders. If necessary, we'll use imperial weapons. The Yi clan's clan lord was a middle-aged man. He was extremely dignified, and at the moment, he was like a god king as he issued one order after another. There was nothing to be done. Leif Daudenier was just too important to them. Therefore, they had no choice but to attack with everything they had. The elders, invincible kings, and young experts all moved out. Among them, many elders held undamaged holy weapons. Some experts also took out their clan's forbidden weapons. They all moved out, sweeping in all directions. As for the Yi clan's clan lord, he turned around and went to the clan's forbidden area to meet with the supreme elders. Firstly, he wanted the living fossil elder to take action. Secondly, he needed the help of the supreme elders to revive the imperial weapon. It seemed that the Yi clan's clan lord was truly angry. Reviving the imperial weapon wasn't just something he said out of anger. He really planned to do it. Boom. In the sky, a long sword soared into the clouds. Its biting cold light swept in all directions. A terrifying holy aura quickly swept out. It was revived. An undamaged holy weapon was directly revived by the joint efforts of the elders. A terrifying pressure enveloped a radius of millions of li. At this moment, the entire sky was illuminated, and the light spread out for millions of li. The martial artists within millions of li raised their heads at this moment, their faces filled with fear. Heavens, what was going on? Someone used a holy weapon. Who was it? Nonsense. It had to be the Yi clan. The martial artists in the nearby cities looked at the resplendent light in the sky and trembled. The Yi clan had used a holy weapon? Why, were they going to start another war? No one knew. These people didn't know about Leif Daudenier. Furthermore, no one was idle enough to go to the Yi clan's territory. Buzz, just as they were discussing excitedly, another ray of light exploded in the sky. A purple saber light appeared in the sky, bringing with it divine lightning. In an instant, it illuminated millions of li heavens. It's another saint weapon that's in perfect condition. What was going on with the Yi clan? Boom. A green hammer floated up and down. It was also incomparably terrifying. A third holy weapon. Everyone was stunned. Many people directly sat on the ground. 3 undamaged holy weapons had been revived, forming a triangle that suppressed the heavens and the earth. A terrifying holy aura swept through the world. At this moment, the mysterious black-robed men's expressions changed. Not good. The Yi clan still found out. Damn it, you actually sent a message. The black-robed men, who were fighting with the Supreme Protector, roared. They didn't expect the other party to be so powerful. Chapter 2651. Damn it. How did they do it? The group was completely stunned. After all, they had set up an ancient restrictive spell formation, which was extremely terrifying. Ordinary methods wouldn't have been able to transmit any information. And yet, the 3 people in front of them had actually been able to transmit information to the Yi clan. That was completely beyond their expectations. How could they possibly have known that Immortal Palace had existed for a very long time, and that its origins were extremely mysterious and terrifying? Furthermore, they had used a forbidden item from Immortal Palace. That was why they had been able to quickly notify the Yi clan. What do we do? The black-robed men's expressions were unsightly. Even further away, a tall figure who looked like a devil king was frowning. Had they been discovered? But we've already been delayed for a long time. I wonder if they've succeeded. I don't think so. Otherwise, we would have received the news by now. The mysterious figures next to him also shook their heads. Their expressions were very unsightly. They had been chasing Leif Daudenier for a very long time, but had yet to succeed. Furthermore, they had already sent out many invincible kings. Was a trifling Leif Daudenier really that difficult to kill? Have most of your people retreat. Don't fight them head on. However, guard every stronghold that leads back to the Yi clan. If you find Leif Daudenier, send me a message immediately. The remaining invincible kings will stay here with me. This time, we'll see what kind of power the Yi clan has. With that, a vicious smile appeared on his face. The demonic aura on his body pierced through the clouds, forming a demonic cloud that spread in all directions. In the blink of an eye, the sky for millions of kilometers turned completely dark. Were those dark clouds or devil energy? Off in the distance, the martial artists in the cities looked up at the sky. As the sky grew darker and darker, their faces filled with terror. That was because they could sense a cold, killing intent emanating from the dark clouds. The dark clouds seemed like they were going to crush heaven and earth. Ha ha! Who would have thought that you would discover us? Just as everyone was wondering what was going on, a loud laugh rang out from the horizon, rolling out in all directions like rolling thunder. When the martial artists in the distant cities heard the voice, they were so shocked that they dropped to the ground, unable to withstand the power of the voice. Not good. Who would have thought that there would be someone so terrifying among these mysterious figures? The great protector's expression also changed. He brought the 6 old men and the black-dressed woman, Xiao Wu, and the 3 of them quickly retreated. They did not continue fighting because their main mission this time was to inform the Yi clan. Now, they had accomplished their mission. Where was the palace master? He had to find him quickly, or else he would be in danger. The 6 protectors were extremely anxious. The great protector's eyes flickered. There was no rush. The palace master had an imprint of the immortal palace on his body, and we could sense it. As he spoke, he formed a seal with his palm, and a disc array appeared in front of him, flickering nonstop. In the end, he heaved a sigh of relief. It was not very far from us. It was less than 2 million miles away. Let's go and meet with the Temple Lord first. The great guardian waved his hand, and the 3 of them soared into the sky. However, when they had just flown 30,000 li, they were stopped. Countless black-clothed individuals descended. The ones leading the group were none other than the peerless emperors that were fighting the great protector and his crew. You want to leave just like that? How dare you ruin my plan? Do you think we will let you go? Capture the 3 of them and kill them, shredded into pieces. Light exploded in the sky, and the 3 peerless emperors roared angrily. A shocking battle erupted. It was extremely terrifying. However, this battle was ignored by the demonic clouds that filled the sky. That was because the demonic clouds were too terrifying. It was as if hell had descended from the universe, causing people to tremble. Who are you people? How dare you oppose the Yi family? Do you want to die? On the Yi family's side, an elder also roared angrily. Golden light bloomed in the sky, and the 3 sacred weapons erupted with incomparably terrifying light, forming a world of light that blocked the pitch-black clouds. Damn it, if anything happens to Wu Dao, the Yi family will definitely not let you off. Every single one of you who participated in this plan, every single one of your families and forces will be uprooted. The Yi family will annihilate all of you. The Yi family experts roared. They had really gone crazy, and all of them were surging with killing intent. How domineering, how arrogant the Yi family was. The mysterious voice sounded again, as expected of an emperor clan. However, this threat is useless against me. This time, Yi Wudao will definitely die. As for the rest of you, stay here obediently, and I won't touch you. Otherwise, don't blame me for starting a massacre." At this point, the dark clouds in the sky churned and then formed ferocious heads. They were like the heads of demons, and they roared. Space shattered, and countless bolts of lightning surged. A terrifying aura descended on the world. Accompanied by those terrifying heads, the dark clouds began to spin, forming a huge vortex in a radius of 1,000,000 miles. From the vortex, a Black Death demonic blade appeared. Slash! With a slash, heaven and earth were split in half. Countless mountains and rivers below shattered, and the entire space cracked open, forming a crack of millions of miles that continued to spread. It was as if this slash was going to split the entire Yi family in half. "How dare you attack the Yi family? You really don't know death." The Yi family elders snorted coldly, and countless figures flickered. "Activate the formation," a cold voice sounded, and the Yi family patriarch also walked out. He looked at the sky with a cold expression. He gave the order, and the land of the Yi family within a radius of millions of miles began to flicker. At the center, the largest formation was formed, and it spread to the surrounding area. One formation after another appeared, emitting a peerless aura to resist the attacks in the sky. This was their territory. Who could break through? However, the power of this slash was still beyond their imagination. They even suspected that it was the work of a saint, because this slash had shattered countless formations, and many formations within a radius of a few million miles were shattered. However, the main formations within a radius of tens of thousands of miles were not affected. Who was this guy? How could he be so terrifying? Don't worry. No matter how terrifying he was only one person. Our Yi family has tens of millions of experts. It would be easy to kill him. They were ready to attack, but in the sky, other than the demonic figure, more than a dozen figures appeared. Each of them emitted a peerless aura. They were invincible kings and extremely terrifying ones. Damn it, so many terrifying invincible kings. The Yi family was shocked. Although the dozen or so unrivaled kings were no threat to them, the strength that they had displayed had left them astonished. What kind of force was this? It was definitely not a small force. Which sacred ground was it? Or was it another clan of the ancients? Chapter 2652. They didn't know that the feeling of being tricked was too unpleasant. A great battle broke out between the two sides. It was very terrifying. On the other side, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon were recovering on the Black Earth. Suddenly, the Black Earth trembled again. The two opened their eyes. Damn it, could it be that someone came again? Their souls probed out, wanting to see who dared to kill them. Even if it was an invincible king, they would dare to fight against him this time. However, there was no one. However, wind and thunder rumbled in the surroundings, and many large cracks appeared. Terrifying energy bombarded the Black Earth. In an instant, the Black Earth flew tens of thousands of miles. Damn, what's going on? Could it be that a saint came? The Crimson Dragon was shocked. Damn it, did the two of us attract a saint's pursuit? Hearing this, Lin Xian's eyelids twitched. Don't talk nonsense. How could such a person appear and attack us? He was also startled. The Black Earth said, "Actually, when the two of you were fighting the invincible king, such a situation had already happened outside. It was just that the power back then wasn't so great. Now, it seemed to be getting more and more terrifying. What exactly happened?" Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon were puzzled. Indeed, they had been hiding in the Black Earth. Previously, they were fighting the Thousand-Blade King. After the battle, they resumed their cultivation. Therefore, they didn't pay attention to the situation outside. They didn't expect that the outside world was already so dangerous. It was that mysterious force that was fighting with the Yi family. The Yi family had many experts with intact saint weapons. However, They didn't expect that this mysterious force was so terrifying. There were also many terrifying invincible kings. Moreover, one of them was very terrifying. Did you see the dark clouds above your head? It was summoned by that person. It was too powerful. It wasn't weaker than a saint weapon. Damn. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon finally saw the scene outside clearly. They looked at the pitch-black sky in the distance. There were a few rays of light flickering like the sun. Those should be intact saint weapons. The two sides were actually fighting. It seemed that the Yi family had received the news. Thinking of this, Lin Xian heaved a sigh of relief. It should be Xing Tian and the others who made a move. However, he didn't know if they made a move in the Immortal Palace or here. They should be fine. Kid, it's too dangerous here. Let's get some distance away. The Crimson Dragon's suggestion. Lin Xian controlled the Black Earth, and the two of them quickly retreated. They retreated about 3 million miles, and then stopped. However, not long after, Lin Xian frowned again, because he felt a few auras behind him. What's going on? He hurriedly used his heaven-tier divine eyes, and a pair of golden eyes appeared in the sky, looking down on everything within 1 million miles. Soon his eyes lit up, and he was extremely surprised. Yezas, Yi, Ts still alive? That's the Crimson Divine Dragon heaved a sigh of relief. Lin Xian's expression became serious. Things weren't looking good for him. There were several unrivaled kings chasing after him. Several. The Crimson Dragon grimaced. The Yi families was really strong, especially Yi Wudao. Yes, still alive after being chased by so many for so long. It was really surprising. The two of them had just killed an Invincibles. They naturally knew how powerful Invincibles were. Don't make sarcastic remarks here. Let's hurry up and help him. Lin Xian's Black Earth's attack was fast. Yi Wudao's was Yez. At this moment, only 4 elders were left. It could be said that he was in a miserable state. Yi Wudao's was covered in blood, his face pale. From the looks of it, he was also heavily injured. After all, being chased by so many Invincibles was already a miracle. Kid, you can't escape. Behind, an Invincible's king sneered and waved his hand. A flickering bells flew out. It grew in the sky and descended, wanting to envelop Yi Wudao and the others. Buzz. The bell's surface was jade green, with many runes carved into it. It looked very simple and unadorned. At a glance, one could tell it was a treasure. That's right, it was a mid-heaven tier treasure. When an Invincible's king used it, it could suppress everything. Rumble. As expected, the bell's descent tore through the void. Countless runes flashed, and wind and thunder rumbled. A strange power enveloped Yi Wudao and the 4 Yi clan elders. Yi Wudao didn't resist. Instead, he pushed the chariot forward and fled like a madman. He didn't have much strength left, so it wasn't wise to fight. More importantly, he was now very close to the Yi clan. As long as he entered the Yi clan's range of influence, he would be safe. Boom. Heaven and earth shattered. The jade-green bell missed, failing to injure Yi Wudao. However, Yi Wudao and the others were still pushed back by the shockwave. Kid, you don't have much strength left, do you? Let's see how many more times you can escape. Seeing his attack miss, the green-robed king laughed coldly. Damn it. And Yi clan elder snorted. When we get back to the Yi clan, you'll all die. They were furious. 4 of their elders had died, and Yi Wudao was seriously injured. If it weren't for the fact that they were protecting him, and that he had used the projection of his ancestors, he would have been killed long ago. Yi clan? How naive. We've already set up an inescapable net for millions of kilometers around the Yi clan. Did you really think you could escape? Yi Wudao thought. If you'd fled elsewhere, we would have been in trouble. Yi clan. Yi Wudao thought. Yi Wudao thought. Yi Wudao thought. In fact, there is no need for us to make a move. As long as you run a short distance, you will be killed by our people. What? An inescapable net was set up near the Yi clan? The Yi clan elders' faces fell. Yi Wudao snorted coldly. Elders, don't listen to him. He's definitely trying to interfere with us. The Yi clan is an imperial clan. How could anyone possibly set up an inescapable net around us without anyone noticing? Indeed, Yi Wudao's words made the four elders feel a lot more at ease. However, the three invincible kings behind him were laughing coldly. Yi Wudao thought, what? You still dare to question our strength? The red-robed king laughed coldly. Yi Wudao thought, the Yi clan might be strong, but there are plenty of terrifying powers out there. Yi Wudao thought, don't forget why the Yi clan didn't come to save you. Chapter 26:53. Damn it! The few elders gritted their teeth. This matter was too strange. Leif Daudenier didn't say a word. His face was cold as he urged the war god chariot forward. Whoosh! The group moved very quickly. As they spoke, they had already traveled more than 300,000 miles. During this time, the invincible kings attacked a few more times. However, Leif Daudenier controlled the war god chariot to quickly dodge. Every time he dodged, Leif Daudenier's face turned paler. Clearly, this kind of dodging was very taxing on him. If he persevered a little longer, he would reach the family. Leif Daudenier gritted his teeth, his eyes flashing. Behind him, the invincible king sneered. It seems that you are really naive. Since that's the case, let us show you our inescapable net. As he spoke, the green-robed old man activated his jade-green bell. Immediately, the sound of the bell filled the air and spread out, forming a strange sound wave. Clearly, he was notifying his companions. Buzz, buzz. Not long after, countless black clouds appeared in the surroundings. They were like demons and monsters rolling toward them. There were these terrifying dark clouds in all directions. In an instant, they completely enveloped the surrounding tens of thousands of miles. Not good. Seeing this strange scene, the Yi family elders' expressions changed. Leif Daudenier's face was gloomy. Charge, he shouted coldly, and activated the war god chariot. Millions of golden rays burst out, and at the same time, an immortal king phantom appeared on his body, roaring to the 9 heavens. He charged forward like a madman. In front of him, the black clouds dispersed, and black-robed men appeared, sneering. When they saw Leif Daudenier, their eyes bloomed with fiery red light. It's him. It's that kid. Catch him. Reward him heavily. These people screamed crazily, but soon many of them were sent flying. Most of them were almighties and peerless experts. Although Leif Daudenier was seriously injured, the war god chariot he controlled was an extremely terrifying ancient treasure. Moreover, the immortal king phantom wasn't something that just anyone could resist. In an instant, hundreds of black-robed men were sent flying, vomiting blood. The weaker ones were directly killed. Blood dyed the world red. A terrifying scene surrounded them. Humph! A bunch of ants want to stop me? When the other black-robed men saw this scene, they were shocked. Was this a Saint physique? He was too powerful. Damn it, looking at his appearance, he was still seriously injured. To think that it could still unleash such power. No wonder he was able to escape from the hands of so many unrivaled kings. These people were extremely shocked. That's great. Let's get out of here. When the elders of the Yi family saw this, they regained their hope. Leif Daudenier went all out, and his golden war chariot shot through the air like a bolt of golden lightning. Boom. However, it was at this moment that a loud explosion rang out between heaven and earth. A streak of black, demonic chi pierced through and turned into a black sun. crashing into the golden chariot. With a hong sound, heaven and earth collapsed. A terrifying black hole extended outwards, and the golden war chariot was blasted backwards. Puff, 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 Leif Daudenier and the other 4 elders coughed up mouthfuls of blood, their faces filled with terror. "Damn it, who are you? You still want to leave?" In front of them, a tall figure walked out. He wore black armor and held a black hammer in his hand. His body emitted a monstrous power. He was the one who had unleashed that attack earlier, an invincible king. The elders of the Yi family were shocked, and their faces became extremely ugly. Leif Daudenier frowned. Damn it, another invincible king had appeared. The situation was critical. Their escape route had been blocked, and 4 invincible kings had locked them in the air. There were also thousands of black-robed men around them, eyeing them like tigers watching their prey. Furthermore, this was only the vicinity. Who knew if there were any more black-robed men ahead? Damn it, could it be that the Yi family had really been surrounded? The elders of the Yi family were filled with terror. They hadn't believed it before, but now it seemed that these people really had set up an inescapable net around the Yi family. Boom! In this moment of crisis, a dazzling light exploded in the distance, as though it were an eternal light. Everyone within 10 million kilometers saw it, and they all looked up. Leif Daudenier and the other elders of the Yi family looked up. The black-robed men also frowned, their expressions grave. What's going on? Someone was fighting. The elders of the Yi family cried out in alarm. It's the aura of our holy weapons. They were too excited. It seemed that the family had discovered them. Leif Daudenier breathed a sigh of relief, but then he was shocked. From the looks of it, the 2 sides were fighting fiercely. Just who could possibly stand up to the Yi family? Humph. So what if they're fighting? Our people aren't people you can imagine. Don't expect them to come and save you. The 4 invincible kings laughed coldly, while Leif Daudenier's expression darkened. Elders, hurry up and send word to the family. I can hold them off for a while. Actually, there was no need for Leif Daudenier to say anything. The elders of the Yi family had already sent word. Attack. Hurry up and capture him. A long night is fraught with dreams. The green-robed king said coldly. They didn't dare to be careless. The 4 invincible kings attacked together, while the surrounding black-robed men watched from a distance. Little brat, die obediently for me. The 4 of them laughed savagely, and terrifying light exploded out. The 4 invincible kings were sent flying, and the surrounding black-robed men were even more shocked. Damn it, what just happened? Leif Daudenier urged the golden chariot to flee. As it turned out, he had just detonated a mid-heaven tier treasure. The power of the explosion was so terrifying that it had forced the 4 invincible kings to retreat. Kid, you won't be able to escape. The 4 invincible kings' expressions darkened. The explosion had forced them back, but it wasn't enough to threaten them. They snorted coldly, then attacked again. At the same time, they issued orders to stop him. The surrounding black-robed men unleashed furious lotuses, filling the sky with light. Leif Daudenier was in a critical situation. Was he really going to die here? The 4 elders' faces were incomparably pale. They were already at their doorstep. Dying here was too depressing. Leif Daudenier was covered in blood. Although he had a saint body, fighting invincible kings was too much for him, and 4 invincible kings at that. In the blink of an eye, many of his bones were broken, and the golden light dimmed. The immortal king projection let out an unwilling roar. Don't struggle, kid. You're going to die today. The 4 invincible kings laughed coldly, just as they were about to succeed. Off in the distance, another shocking wave of energy came. What's going on? Are the Yi family people coming? Or are they our people? When they looked up, the first thing they saw was black light. Seeing this, the 4 invincible kings breathed sighs of relief. They had used black robes, black light, and black energy to conceal themselves. Therefore, when they saw the black light, they immediately assumed it was one of their own. It was over. There was no hope. Leif Daudenier and the Yi family elders were ashen. From the looks of it, more reinforcements had arrived. What could they do? However, something unexpected happened. Chapter 2654. The black light that came from afar suddenly shot out 4 pillars of light that reached the sky and blasted over. The light was very fast, arriving beside them in an instant. It carried a monstrous aura. Then, the 4 invincible kings beside them were sent flying. The surrounding black-robed people who were affected directly split open and turned into a bloody mist. In an instant, all kinds of miserable cries rang out. The terrifying light swept through the 9 heavens. What happened? The Yi family elders were stunned. Yi Wudao seized the opportunity to activate the golden chariot, forming a terrifying defense that wrapped around them. Perhaps it wasn't one of them. The black-robed people screamed. Damn it, who was it? They retreated crazily, and the 4 invincible kings were also sent flying. Damn it! Their gazes were like sharp, heavenly blades, piercing through the void and staring ahead. It was a spirit boat. The black light in front of them gradually approached. Then, they could finally see it clearly. The black light was a spirit boat. It was abnormally simple, and the flickering runes on it dazzled them. Damn it! It didn't seem to be one of them. The black-robed people roared. Yi Wudao and the others were also shocked. However, at this moment, Lin Xian's figure appeared. Wudao, are you all right? Brother Lin, it's you. Seeing Lin Xian, Wudao was also surprised, but then he smiled. The Yi family elders were even more excited. Hall Master Lin, please save him. They recognized Lin Xian. He was also a peerless genius, and behind him stood a mortal palace, which was very mysterious. If he helped, perhaps they really had a chance to escape. Lin Xian smiled. I came here to help Wudao. Don't worry, Immortal Palace has already notified the Yi family. The Yi family has already begun to move. Come with me first. As he spoke, he waved his hand, and a black light enveloped Yi Wudao and the Yi family elders. Lin Xian wanted to pull them into the black earth. Once inside, no matter how fierce the enemy's attacks were, they wouldn't be able to break through the black earth. They would be safe. Damn brat, how dare you? The black-robed cultivators roared furiously when they saw that Qin Nan was about to lend a hand. Meanwhile, the 4 rulers burst out laughing. What a reckless brat. Since you want to die, I'll kill you as well. They couldn't care less about him because they could tell at a glance that the other party was only a 7-star almighty. With such a cultivation base, he was no different from an ant in front of him. How dare he resist? The invincible king with the black hammer swung the hammer in his hand and blasted it out. Lin Xian sneered when he saw this scene. He entered the black earth and used the black earth to block the attack. With a bang, countless large cracks appeared in the surroundings. The black earth was safe and sound. Just based on the 4 of you old farts, you can't kill me. With that, Lin Xian waved his hand, and Leif Daudenier and the others approached the black earth. The 4 invincible kings were also flustered. If it was just an ordinary 7-star almighty, they naturally wouldn't take it seriously. But now, the lad before them was no pushover. At the very least, the spirit vessel in his hands was of a high grade, allowing him to withstand their attacks. Don't even think about it. The invincible king in green robes and the invincible king with the black lightning hammer were very fast. In an instant, they arrived beside Leif Daudenier and the others. They actually followed the beam of light and flew forward together. Soon, the 2 of them entered the black earth as well. Ha ha! Seeing this scene, the remaining two invincible kings laughed maniacally. The surrounding black-robed men also had ferocious expressions. So, what if the other party's spirit vessel was powerful? Their two invincible kings went in and killed everyone. Soon, the other party's corpse would be thrown out. But after waiting for 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, no corpse came out. Not only that, but the black earth also turned into a stream of light, knocking away dozens of black-robed men and flying straight ahead. Damn it, what's going on? The surrounding black-robed men were stunned. The two invincible kings were also stunned. Damn it, chase after him. We can't let them get away. Contact the people in front and have them set up the Skynet formation to kill them. Although they didn't know what had happened, they wouldn't let the other party escape. On the other side, when Leif Daudenier and the Yi family elders entered the Black Earth, they breathed a sigh of relief. But when they saw the two invincible kings behind them, their expressions turned ugly. Not good. This time, they were really dead. Inside the spirit vessel, they couldn't escape even if they wanted to. Humph. Let's see where you can run this time. Damned ant, kneel down obediently and accept your death. The two invincible kings looked at Leif Daudenier and the others and sneered. Among them, the invincible king in green robes stared at Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. You two dare to meddle in our affairs? In a moment, I'll let you know what it means to be torn to pieces. Living a life worse than death. Brother Lin, I've implicated you. Leif Daudenier's expression was ugly. It didn't matter. Lin Xian waved his hand, not nervous at all. Wasn't it just two invincible kings? He couldn't fight them before, but with the formation suppressing his cultivation base, that wasn't necessarily the case. Although it consumed half of his resources. If he could get his hands on the two invincible kings' rings of holding, he could definitely make up for it. He could even make a huge profit. Therefore, Lin Xian said, Black Earth, move out. You want to fight us? You don't know the difference between life and death. The two invincible kings sneered and prepared to attack. But then the world spun, and countless runes flickered, enveloping the two invincible kings Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. Leif Daudenier and the Yi family elders were stunned. They saw a strange formation in front of the spirit vessel, emitting an aura that made their hearts tremble. Then the two invincible kings Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon disappeared. They seemed to be floating in the formation, but it didn't look very real. What was going on? Where was Brother Lin? They were shocked and looked around. At this time, Black Earth floated over. Don't worry, it's fine. Lin Xian will deal with the two invincible kings. You can rest here for now. There are spirit fruits and recovery pills here. There are also many cultivation rooms. You can rest at ease. When Leif Daudenier and the other Yi clan elders heard that, they were completely taken aback. Those were two invincible kings. They couldn't even defeat them. So how could Lin Xian deal with them alone? They couldn't understand. What was even stranger was that the one speaking was a sword, a broken black sword. It was too strange. Leif Daudenier was also worried. Was Brother Lin really fine? And what's your name? Don't worry, he's fine. This formation has a strange effect. As for me, I'm Black Earth, the spirit vessel's spirit vessel. Chapter 2655. Yi Wudao and the others from the Yi family asked some simple questions again. Then they entered their respective cultivation rooms and prepared to cultivate and recover. The pursuit during this period of time had consumed too much of their energy. Several of them were seriously injured. As a result, Yi Wudao's injuries were even more serious. If they didn't clean up now, it would definitely affect their cultivation and martial path in the future. Therefore, these people didn't dare to be careless. They recovered with all their strength. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon fought with the two invincible kings. He too controlled the Black Earth and flew towards the Yi family. At the same time, he tried to contact the Yi family. On the Yi family's side, the battle was very intense. The Yi family's elders' faces were gloomy. They had used 3 intact holy weapons, and they had fully recovered, but they still couldn't suppress the other party. This was too shocking for them. They even wanted to use more holy weapons. Many people suggested to the patriarch that they use extreme weapons to destroy the other party. This time, they were really too angry. When had the Yi clan ever been attacked by others? The warriors in the surrounding cities were also terrified. Of course, they didn't dare to go and could only obediently stay in the city. However, their hearts were in turmoil. Who dared to start a war with the Yi family? Was it someone from the Immortal Palace? While flying, He too caught a few familiar energy traces. He changed direction and rushed over. It was the Palace Master's spirit ship. The Great Guardian and the Sixth Guardian also cried out in surprise. "Palace Master, we are here." They hurriedly transmitted their voices. He too shot down a black light, enveloping the Great Guardian, the Sixth Guardian, and the black-dressed woman, Xiao Wu. The 3 of them entered the Black Earth and quickly asked. He too gave a simple explanation. When they learned that Lin Xian was fighting with 2 invincible kings, they were extremely shocked. No way. Was the Palace Master in danger? They were too shocked. There was no danger. Could it be that the Palace Master had broken through to the invincible king realm? Seeing the shock of the 3, He too shook his head. No, that formation could suppress the cultivation of invincible kings. There was such a magical formation. They were shocked. When they learned that Leaf Dowdenier was here, they breathed sighs of relief. A smile appeared on her face. "That's great. This time, I've done the Yi family a huge favor." Thinking about it, the Yi clan would definitely not mistreat them. After a simple discussion, they sat down cross-legged and began to recover. The invincible kings outside were all going crazy. What was going on? So many people had been taken away by the spirit boat. That was especially true when the invincible kings realized that Leaf Dowdenier was on the ship and began to chase after him like madmen. The Black Earthen was followed by 5 or 6 invincible kings and countless black-robed men. This scene was very frightening, but the Black Earth went all out and left them far behind in the dust. When they arrived at the Yi family, the Great Protector, and the others stood up because the battle here was the most dangerous. It was all holy might. Even unrivaled King Tears didn't dare to approach it. The black-robed men also roared angrily and quickly transmitted the message to their leaders. He wanted them to kill him. Sure enough, in the sky, a black-robed man received the news and shouted coldly. He waved a walking stick with a coiled snake and charged over. The walking stick was an undamaged holy weapon. The holy might it emitted enveloped the Black Earth. Seeing this, the black-robed man laughed. With a holy weapon in hand, no matter how strong the enemy was, they wouldn't be able to stop it. "Let's do it too." Seeing this, the Great Protector took out a golden decree and sent it out. Outside the Black Earth, the golden decree unfolded. Mysterious runes flickered, and a vast power blocked the attack. The golden decree was also a holy weapon, and an undamaged one at that. At the same time, the 6 Great Protectors sent another message to the Yi family, telling them to hurry over. The Yi family was extremely anxious. The surrounding black-robed men were already so terrifying. How many people were chasing Leaf Dowdenier? They didn't dare to imagine. In fact, they were already preparing for the worst. But at this time, they received news from Immortal Palace. When they learned that Immortal Palace had brought Leaf Dowdenier back, they were wild with joy. "Hurry and move out. Go and welcome him. Do whatever it takes. Bring them over to me," the Yi family patriarch roared. Immediately, the elders and experts of the Yi family moved out. This time, They moved out over 1,000 people. When the Yi family was angry, it was extremely terrifying. The remaining people frantically activated their holy weapons. Even a grand elder walked out from the forbidden area. Patriarch, seeing this person, the experts were excited. The Yi family patriarch was also very respectful. That was because he was a true saint. The saint directly took an undamaged holy weapon and sent it out. Boom! The heavens collapsed, and the earth cracked. The terrifying holy might in the sky directly tore apart the black demonic clouds. The entire world was restored to clarity. The black-robed men quickly retreated, coughing up large mouthfuls of blood. Thousands of black-robed cultivators were directly torn apart by this attack. Even the invincible kings were filled with fear. Not good. The saint had made his move. Damn it, where's Leif Daudenier? One of the invincible kings asked coldly. He was the overall leader this time. The demonic clouds were summoned by him, reporting to the Lord, it was stolen. It was a black spirit boat. It was that one. Why did he point ahead? However, 2 of us invincible kings were also inside. Seeing this scene, the invincible kings of the dark devils roared coldly and attacked. This was the final kill. But this time, thousands of Yi family experts moved out, making it impossible for the black-robed men to succeed. At this moment, an old figure walked out in front of them. It gave them a sense of endless pressure. Not good. It's a saint. D***eminent. Could it be that this mission was going to fail? What do we do? The other black-robed men all looked at the invincible kings of the dark devils. The invincible kings of the dark devils were very decisive. If they failed to kill, they would not let their sacrifice go to waste. Therefore, these people quickly retreated like dark clouds. That's great. They finally retreated. The Yi family cultivators sighed in relief. The black earthen also arrived at the Yi family. Boom! The door opened, and the 3 protectors, as well as Yi Wudao and the others, walked out. Wudao, when the Yi clan members saw that Leif Daudenier was still alive, they breathed a sigh of relief. But when they sensed that Yi Wudao was injured, they all became savage. Damn it, who was it? I don't know. We were chased for a long time. Fortunately, Wudao had the projection of the ancestor. Otherwise, we really would have died. The elders all gnashed their teeth. Family head, we must take revenge. Someone actually dared to make a move against our future hope. This had indeed touched their bottom line. Yi Wudao was the hope of the Yi family for the next 10,000 years. Now that someone wanted to kill him, the Yi family would not let them off. You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories